Heading west on a crypto quest. It is Saturday, the 4th of March, 2017. I am Chris Ellis, and I am coming to you begging for money, like a beggar, like a very poor, sad person who wants money. But no, there's a real goal to this, okay? I'm in America. I'm in the middle part. I've never been in the middle part before, but now I want to go to the left-hand side of the country, right? And it's really damn difficult because unlike in England, when you just like step out the door and it's like a train station 5 minutes away from you, in this country, if you want to get from one side of the country to another, you walk out the door, there's like a 6-lane highway, and you suddenly realize you've got to have a car, you've got to be able to drive. So what I've chosen to do is and you can call me crazy, but what I've chosen to do is book a train. I know. Book a train in America. It's this crazy idea, but I've done it now, and I'm going to go visit my friend Tom. Hello, Tom.
Hello, Internet.
And we haven't seen each other in how long, Tom? In real face?
It's been a couple of years. We were at the DC convention. We were at Porkfest a couple of years ago. Chris had to go back to England. Sad.
I did. So, yeah, send us some money. No, come on. All right. What can we do for it in return? Somebody mentioned doing a 5-minute video, calling Roger Ver out on his bullshit. I wouldn't use that term, but when that idea came to me, there were some other thoughts and ideas that I had.
Well, yeah, there might be value in dissecting the arguments. I mean, recently people have been floating around the argument that, you know, Roger keeps saying that, you know, transaction speed or volume, et cetera, is problematic. But a lot of other people are saying, well, we don't transact with Bitcoin very often as holders. That's not a priority for us. And I think that it's important to, you know, just kind of say that different people can have different priorities, and people are very attack heavy in terms of like, you know, I need to attack somebody else's set of priorities instead of understanding
before we talk too much about Roger Ver, let's make sure that everyone watching pushes thumbs up and gives us a share. And let's start to get those viewer numbers up, because I want to teach people, first of all, how to run a fundraiser. I got my coffee mug, so I made my coffee, right? And I want to talk about coffee, first of all. Also, I got some water. I want to make people know that I've supplied. So Chris has Twinkies. I got half a donut and a banana. So
I have a chocolate chunk cookie from Jimmy John's. I mean,
Blake's got a chocolate chunk cookie. So remember, we are in here for the long haul. We have supplies, and we're here to fundraise. So first, like, Chris, how did you make your coffee? That's the first thing that I think everyone wants to know. Well, get us this goal.
It isn't even coffee. It's pu'er tea. Pu'er tea. It's like a special type of Chinese tea. It's a bit fermented, and this helps with my headaches and stuff, because I've still got that going on, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm all good other than that. And just, yeah, what do we want to talk about? We want to talk about a whole bunch of things, actually, because one of the projects when I get to San Francisco is to meet a guy called John Light. And I've just spoken to him a couple of minutes ago about the Bitseed project, which is his sort of version of the Fullnode. And I wanted to sort of revisit the Fullnode, because a lot of people have been asking me recently, like, if I'm going to start making them again. And I think because of this whole block size debate, I think there's this idea going around that people can run Bitcoin Core as a way for signaling for SegWit. I'm not entirely sure I agree with that philosophy, but I don't disagree with the idea that you should be running your own Fullnode. So when I get to San Francisco, thanks to your support today and in the coming days, sending some Bitcoins over to this Bitcoin address right here, starting 1FWH, you will help me to meet John Light, who basically created the Bitseed project with his friends.
I like it that he's got the shirt that says "Run BTC," and then he's involved in the node proliferation, which runs BTC. I mean, I think that's, you know, maybe more obvious to other people, but that's the first time I saw that and thought that out loud. I was like, oh, cool, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And of course, it's super funny that you want to meet John Light, because I know John Light. He's Paige's old roommate and comes to the meetup all the time. And sure, of course you can meet John Light, because in San Francisco, everybody knows everybody. Is that right, San Francisco?
So I want to come and meet him, because I really like the Bitseed project. And the thing about the Raspberry Pi is that it's not sustainable for me to build these things by hand. I'm not saying I'll never do it again. I would love to do it again. But it's just not sustainable for me to sit on air for 12 hours building, Raspberry Pis. And I, went through the hardware with John, and actually I really like what they've done. I think they've got a really good feature set where it downloads a backup of the blockchain. So if your version of the blockchain gets corrupted, it'll resync it in within 24 hours. A really neat thing. So I'm going to go and I'm going to pick up my own full node, and I'm going to look at ways of integrating it with Pro tip, for example, the World Citizen ID project, which is worldcitizen.id for the website for that. And worldcitizen.id isn't something I've really publicized, but it was something that was built by David Bailey and David Lucid, who are colleagues of mine. They were inspired by the project that I did on the World Passport. And they wanted to create a local copy, a local hosted version of PGP, Open PGP, so that you could timestamp your own documents and sign the documents in PGP and then timestamp them in the Bitcoin blockchain, right? So I really want to be able to pull all these projects together if I can. I want to be able to pull the Fullnode project using the work that John and Jay have done with the Bitseed thing, because I think their hardware is really cool, their scripts are really cool. And it also, the other thing about the Bitseed project I really like is it's really low cost. Whereas some of the other projects in the space, they're too expensive, or they're too sort of engineering focused. Whereas this gets the right balance between convenience. If you just want something that's plug and play and it doesn't cost, too much money, you can just plug it in and run it. But actually, if you want to get your hands dirty, it kind of allows for that as well. And I want to be able to see if we can build an interface, a layer, so that people can actually use the full node to broadcast their pro tip donations, for example. So if you're running a local copy of pro tip in the browser, like 500 of you are at the moment, at least 500 of you have it installed. I want you to be able to broadcast that from your own local node, your own trusted node, over Tor if you need to, and so on. So that we don't have to be, if we don't want to be, we don't have to be dependent on third-party APIs. You can if you want, but I want people to have the choice. And then with the World Citizen ID, again, I want that to be able to plug into the full node. And so, yeah, there are lots of ideas around this thing. And I think by going to San Francisco, I'm going to get the chance to meet John and Tom and Blake, hopefully, and Vortex as well. Hello. Thank you for joining us. And this will be possible only if you send me your money, your Bitcoins. They have to come to this address. And already we've received... No,
but say it nicely. You donate to this important cause. It's not a scam. It's for airfare. It's for legitimate expenses.
It's an ICO. You're going to make 100 times your money back overnight.
Exactly. You're going to make 500% your money back. No, you're not. You're not going to make any money. All it's going to do is pay for my train fare to go across the country with my girlfriend, Janine, who's like brilliant and helps with all these videos. And she's on this call right now. And
you're going to take pictures and do videos.
There's going to be a lot of picture taking, let me tell you that. I even bought today, oh God.
Candid photography. A nod's as good as a wink to a blind man.
What is this? I did it. I bought one. I bought a selfie stick, so I'll be able to do
the American scene.
I'll be able to do all that millennial stuff, the kind of stuff that like makes Fun for Louis like get 16 million views or whatever.
You can videotape yourself blocking traffic for social justice.
Yeah, exactly. So this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. It's all about this. It's all about this. That's what I'm going to be doing. So be lots of videos, lots of pictures, and that's well worth you sending like 1 Bitcoin. Well worth it.
Have you seen the video of the guy that runs around with cable cutters, like cutting people's selfies?
Somebody sent that to me. Somebody should link that in the chat.
I mean, I hope that it's all staged, because that would be super uncool to like destroy somebody's property, but it's still hilarious.
Got this in Best Buy for $20. Cool.
All right. So make sure that they can see my screen, because I've got this goal thing up here in the Photoshop that I just made.
Oh, nice.
This is how you fundraise. Look, I've got Chris. Photoshop. Yeah. Oh, well, I'm just starting right now. I need to add more things to this. And then also Janine had a request in case Philippe is watching. She wanted a train going through a tornado. So while we think of more things to add to this collage, we can try to do this train tornado thing.
Oh, I was saying that one of the few forms of transport that would probably be able to go through, you know, a tornado easier than others would be, you know, a train is pretty heavy. So if there's a tornado, you don't even have to avoid it or slow down. You just power down the throttle, and there you go. We're gonna send Chris into a tornado on a train and donate to see that happen.
Photoshop tip: I'm stealing this train because it's obviously already cut out for me. So like I'm way ahead here on this thing.
This might be too soon, but it could be like a commemoration thing of the guy from Twister with all his storm chasing.
Bill Paxton was a hero. I love that tweet where it said Bill Paxton fought every kind of movie monster, vampires, aliens, tornadoes, Gary Busey, Willem Dafoe, something like that. He was an incredible actor.
James Bond says, send 50 BTC with no transaction fee.
Well, that might actually work. I mean, just go to via BTC.
And remember, like, this is a telethon, so we're starting out where, what is the clock? How far are we into this, Chris?
I don't know, like a few minutes.
Okay, well, someone needs to start timing it. And the other thing is, if we go on too long, we might have to open this up to Dash or Ethereum. We might have to say, hey, guys out there, you know, Bitcoin, we asked Bitcoin for money, and Bitcoin didn't come through. So we said, hey, what about Litecoin or Dashy Coin? I don't know. There's a lot of
I think I speak for myself when I say, when it comes to Dash, I'd rather die.
Yeah, I think when it comes to Dash, I think somebody please just send us half a Bitcoin so that we don't, you know, have to consider that as a possibility. Yeah. Oh, GCG's getting.
I'm sure Dash is awesome, and they could shapeshift it to us. But this tornado train thing, I got this on the ropes. This is toast. We're not even. I mean, we're not even have to wake up Philippe. Like Philippe's gonna be like, I didn't even bother.
He is awake. He's in Canada, eh?
He's in Canada, I suppose. But he's on the chat. Canada, eh? We're hearing bubbles from Vortex. Can we navigate through windows to hear the Vortex?
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, I can hear the Vortex.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, wow, it's a miracle. Okay, just making sure. Cool.
Good.
Yay, top. My work.
I take bank wire. James Bond, I'm afraid I don't take bank wire. So.
James Bond is funny. He's also the guy that said send 50 BTC with no transaction fee.
But if Chris gets over to California, I want to come. I want to see him as well. So you know, this is going to be awesome. I want to see Chris. I want to see John Light, and I want to see Matt Bitcoins in real life. So yeah, you guys need to.
We're having a Bitcoin meetup the night that Chris gets here, actually, at the El Rio in San Francisco on March the 9th. And of course, all are welcome, and we've got free drinks, and yeah, you could all come.
Yep, that sounds like a plan. I'm definitely going to be there.
Western Union.
Focus the camera on my train tornado project. I think it's it's too realistic. Like, I mean, I want to say right here, like, this is a train going into a tornado, but that has too much realism. So I want to go with more of something like this. I want this part.
You want to do something like the like Reddit edit this image request troll quality.
Well, I want to make something. Yeah, I'm not near as good as those guys. I want to make something sillier. Where like here's a bunch of trains like in a tornado.
This is you can't make a mockery of it, man. This is disrespectful to the memory of Chris lost in a tornado.
I think this is the winner. I'm done with this one.
I'm gonna so hacksaw your computer now that I saw all this info, dude.
I'll go back to working on this important collage here.
Top kick.
Well, the people need to understand, like, the collage is a representation of the fundraiser. Like, this is what you're donating, and this is what you're a part of. When you say that you want to, you know, like, I'm finding this awesome image of San Francisco here because I want people to focus on what we're doing is we're taking Chris from somewhere like Detroit, somewhere like in the middle of the country. It's sending him to San Francisco.
Somebody said that the train is very whining about fees.
Whining about
Chat, dude, chat's funny.
Nice. Let's see. So go, boom, done. It's a little bigger. Boom, done. Look at this floating head, dude. I should be a Photoshopper.
The only currency Chris understands is Twinkies. That's harsh.
All right, Twinkies.
The understanding is relatively implicit, just deliciousness, and then nutrition to boot, just quality nutrition.
I don't know if I like any of these Twinkies. This is great. The Twinkie I got is from the Ghostbusters Twinkie calculator, and it said like, "What do you mean Twinkie?" And like it was doing the dialogue once again. So let's get that Twinkie in there. All right, boom. We've got the Twinkie. We need to get this out of the way.
Dude, this is quality work, man. This is like,
dude. I think Philippe is like Tyler Durden, and that I just, instead of sleeping, I become Philippe. I don't know. I've been concerned about that. I would like to meet Philippe, actually, if we're going down requests of people to meet. Because if I met Philippe, I would be like, oh, good. I'm not Tyler Durden. But look at this. Here's Chris. He's going to like eat the Twinkie.
I like the way that Chris's head fades into the background. Dude. It's very...
Well, this is what I've learned from the Photoshop guys is like, there's this great comic strip guy, and he draws real comic strips, and then he moves them around. And that's a cartoon right here. Like this one I'm doing with Chris eating Twinkie. This is called animation.
We can make some sick GIFs, bro.
Shit, yeah, dude, we could loop this over and over again. So this is Mr. Chris Ellis in San Francisco. We have the goal, and the QR code is going to be for the Bitcoin address right in there. But let's go
make the QR code a bit bigger because people are saying they can't. The QR code isn't on the screen big enough for long enough.
All right.
So, yeah, make it bigger in your Photoshop screen. Just go Apple Plus or whatever you're using.
Chat wants us to talk about Bitcoin.
Yeah, we can talk about Bitcoin.
There we go.
There's this new thing in town called Bitcoin. Have you guys heard of it?
I think it costs too much money to send a Bitcoin now. No one uses it anymore.
A whole Bitcoin is too much money, so nobody would use it. We should all use Dash instead. Chat just starts leaving in droves. Like, fuck this show. Chris is really excited about the ETF.
I'm ecstatic about the ETF.
Chris has been speculating and creating ETF derivatives all day, and then waxing his mustache and cackling. Yeah, Dogecoin. Dogecoin was a fun experiment. Should have been maybe some more front-end research on monetary policy. Well, no, I mean, it's just in terms of like, they're like, it's going to the moon, and then it's like, let's create way too many. I don't know. I think the whole thing was just kind of like, why are you creating so many if you want the value to go to the moon?
All right, let's do a check-in of where we're at. We've had 8 donations for a total of 0.18 Bitcoin. Can we put this on the screen? Let's make sure this is all highlighted. And let's see, can we get a donation? All you have to send, now remember this is we're trying to raise 0.5 of a Bitcoin. So if everyone watching donated 0.1, we'd be there almost instantly. If everyone watching donated 0.01, we'd be there when 50 people donated. So 50 people need to donate 0.01. Who's the first? Will it be Hamster in the Machine?
If you ain't first, you're last.
Let's see. Will it be?
I think GC's trying to get us to like get into the whole block size debate. I basically said I would think about that before doing a 5-minute video. What I like about the way the core is taking it is that you don't have to rely on a company to do all of that Lightning Network stuff. Anyone can do that. They just happen to be, the pioneers initially. But the point is that at the moment that the ecosystem is set up in such a way that you do need these centralized, Oracle databases with these APIs infrastructures in order to take up some of the heavy lifting. on the Bitcoin network. But eventually, what we would ideally like is for the whole thing to become decentralized. And if you still want to use the primitives behind Bitcoin in order to do that, then you're going to need something like the Lightning Network. But that will not be a monopoly by one company. Anyone will be able to set up their own infrastructure around it. And that's kind of what's threatening, I guess, to the model that a lot of these venture capital. I don't think it's not really a question of capitalism versus Marxism, which I think is what the chat was trying to skew it as the other day. It's really about venture capital as being the problem. This idea that you've got to scale, you've got to get 1 billion users, and you've got to capture them, and you've got to get their private information. You've got to have like some black box server running some secret source algorithms. You've got to patent things, and I'm just not sure that's the way forward. I think a much more marginal growth, much more.
But aren't all startups about monopolies and competition and a fight to the death?
Well, that's the speculation. You're speculating that this company is going to be the next big thing. And that's why the evaluations are so high. That's why Twitter stock, plummets, because it was so overvalued, didn't make any money for such a long time.
Yeah, I almost call that like love of money over the market, to the extent where it's like, what are these signals going to lead to eventually that's going to lead to share price and different stuff that just is like not, love of the market for the market and what can you produce and, who needs it the most and stuff like that. Like there's not efficiency being sought. There's, supposition being spun and who can do it the best.
We got our first donation since the show has started. Thank you very much to 13M8FN WYANJ GC7Y9NAV5V6RJDTD HFWDID3. Thank you very much.
We went to school together.
You could just read the amount, but that was great too.
No, I wanted to read the whole Bitcoin address. That's the service you get on this show. I might not do that for everyone. I can't guarantee.
All I know is that we need to get the block size bigger right away, because I need something that can compete with Visa. That's what I want from Bitcoin. I want a PayPal that can compete with Visa. I want to be able to transact money fast, because there's no other way I can do that. Storing value, I don't really care about that. There's a bunch of ways to store value. Like the Zimbabwe currency is a great way to store value. There's just so many different options, fiat currencies to store value, and why would I want Bitcoin? No, I mean, I think that the problem is that there's only one option to store value and digital storage of value that's as good as Bitcoin, and there's lots of options for fast payment channels. So I think the priorities need to be in line in terms of what's the most rare.
Why is it such a big deal to store value, Blake? Why can't I just buy a bar of gold or a house?
I mean, a house used to be a pretty good store of value until they were like, it's a good enough store of value that we're going to destroy the market with all kinds of irresponsible lending. And then with gold, you got the entire paper trail that modifies the price of that too. So, I mean, having Bitcoin where derivatives created thereunder, people are really skeptical of and being like, why are you going to create a derivative here? Unless there's an obvious use case, middlemans or IOUs in terms of Bitcoin are not as popular. So a lot of the things that happen to other instruments of value, Bitcoin is really galvanized against that. Even if you can't send it, 1 million times per second back and forth all the time, even if the settlement, it takes a little bit longer than maybe some of its competitors, that settlement being a settlement in the Bitcoin system, has a value that's much greater than settlement in other systems just because of what it is. And I think that caving to action bias to try to make the transaction overhead faster and bloating out the chain to cause more centralized node structure is, it's something that you'd really, really have to think about and say, what do we want out of Bitcoin? Do we want the extremely rare value proposition of really, really good settlement, or do we want the common value proposition of trying to compete with Visa at a game where they have a huge advantage?
No, I like global settlement finality. That's what I like about Bitcoin.
I do too. I think that's absolutely important to have a settlement finality that doesn't have to change currencies, so I can buy something from somebody in Holland in one step. That's a big deal. That's not provided by other things. Even if it takes an hour to buy it.
I'm hard at work on my Photoshop here. As you can see, the Twinkie is much larger as requested by the chat. And we have the quote at the bottom. It says, I wanted to read the whole Bitcoin address. So remember, if you donate now within the next 5 minutes, it's very likely that the entire Bitcoin address will be read live.
if you want your Bitcoin address read live, this is the place. This is the place to make that dream come true.
That is not a bad idea. Thank you to 1QUH1S J Z WICSEBRQA89QCCWRKE1LPGSCG15. Thank you very much, sir.
Indeed, ditto.
Okay, so Juicy, he's doing his thing. He wants us to like keep talking about this. Oh, here comes Theo. Dump it, scam.
Somebody in chat asked what is a reasonable Ripple price prediction. I held some on a 6-month horizon and I lost my hat, so I don't know. It didn't go up. So
yeah, I don't know. I need to. But the thing is, because I've been trying to ignore the block size debate, because I actually kind of think it's fruitless, and it's just full of people trying to persuade other people of what they believe, which I really hate. I hate those kinds of dialogues. I much prefer learning dialogues, and the only reason that I'm being critical of Roger Ver at all is not because of anything against Roger Ver, or that I originally even had anything against Roger Ver. It's because I just kept hearing his damn opinion too much. I just kept hearing him all the time moaning and whining about censorship, when actually what he meant was publication curation on a forum when he owns bitcoin.com. And I just kept hearing these ad hominems and the No True Scotsman. I just kept hearing all these philosophical and really bad arguments. And so I just kind of tuned out, and I realized it was a game where everyone loses. There are no winners. Everyone just falls out. And actually what I realized was that microsyntax and this whole kind of short form content, this obsession with Twitter, is kind of part of the problem, because it's not just Bitcoin that's having this divisiveness right now. A lot of industries are going through this. And I think it's because of the way we communicate. We don't communicate face to face anymore. It's much harder to communicate how you really feel, how you take a private thought and turn it into public discourse, into speech. That's good philosophy. That's what philosophy is about, being able to capture a thought and to craft the words, you know, carefully, eloquently, in a way that is faithful to the idea itself, right? That is a hard thing to do, and it is 10 times harder over email, and it is probably another order of magnitude harder over Twitter, right? When you're forced to put all these messages. So people go on Twitter rants, and then the receiver of those tweets starts to read between the lines, starts to inject their own tone. Maybe the tone wasn't actually there by the author, but it kind of got put there by the receiver, who's getting defensive because now their beliefs are being threatened. I would quote Gautama, who said that you should always allow things that you thought to be true to be put at risk. You should always allow your knowledge to be at risk of being proven wrong. And I came into this debate initially feeling that way, and initially being actually, when I heard, you know, Gavin Andreessen talk about it all the way back when he was doing it with Mike Hearn and Bitcoin XT, I actually thought it was a good idea because I trusted Gavin, right? And then I started to see the other point of view, and then I kind of went from being like, okay, we don't need big blocks right away, but something we should work towards. We should try to have the efficiency first. And so actually I've come from that direction. I was originally a big block person by default because I trusted Gavin, and then as I learned more, I became somebody that actually thinks, yes, we do need big blocks, but eventually. And now here is where I am, and I'm not learning much or pretty much anything from all the dialogue I've seen in the last sort of 4 to 6 months or roughly. So I've just tuned out. So I'm not up to date on all the latest, you know, ins and outs of what's been going on. So I will need to go away and do a bunch of research and come up with a 5-minute video. But that 5-minute video is going to be very much along the lines of, you need to think for yourself. And I'm not here to persuade you or make you believe what I believe and have you sort of be the enemy of somebody that I dislike because I want you to follow in my religion or whatever. If you decide, if you look at all the information and you decide that Roger Ver is right, then that's your prerogative. And Bitcoin is open source, and you should pursue that goal if you are being intellectually honest with yourself. If you need me to persuade you of that, then maybe you're better off just agreeing with Roger anyway. Maybe you don't actually need to listen to me at all. That's probably what the video is going to be, somewhere along the lines of, right? Like, if people are not smart enough to see for themselves some of the flaws in the counter arguments, I don't think a video from me is going to change their mind, and nor should it attempt to. Yeah, I mean, Gavin was never on the sidelines. He just says, Gavin Andreessen says he's on the sidelines, but what he's really trying to do is he's trying to be an antagonist to Bitcoin Core. So when he kind of left and became the chief scientist of the Bitcoin Foundation, which was this really successful organization that thrived. Wait, no, it didn't, did it? It didn't thrive. Did it thrive?
Snap.
Oh, a lot of money.
It didn't thrive. It didn't. No, it just crashed and burned.
It was falling with style.
How much money were they burning through every month now? What was it? It was something like 50 grand a month or something. And they were just like paying these people for doing stuff, whatever. And anyway, so he was the chief scientist, and then, you know, he kind of handed over the reins to Vlad, and Vlad kind of, you know, took things in his own direction. And then Gavin seemed to get all butthurt over it, and just seemed to be like, okay, well, now I'm just going to back all these other projects. And I don't know, I just kind of lost credibility for Gavin a little bit. And so, yeah, I don't know. He just, you know, especially when he started like talking about Craig Wright, and then he changed his mind over Craig Wright and said, actually, you know what, don't even listen to me anymore about Craig Wright. Come back to me in 6 months. So I came back to him exactly 6 months after he said, come back to me. And he didn't say anything. So I'm pretty sure that, yeah, he's kind of lost a lot of credibility.
Hey, did you know that I'm Craig Wright?
Oh, we're all Craig Wright. We're all Craig Wright.
I'm the real Craig Wright, and I'm going to copyright it to prove it.
Yeah, you should file a patent on that. And
I'm
you should stop asking for attention. I'm Craig Wright, and I don't want any attention.
That imposter Craig Wright makes me really mad, because I'm the real Craig Wright, and I don't want any attention because of this. But you know, I'm not going to prove it, because I don't think that the community can handle that emotionally. Goodbye.
Okay, we got some artwork from Philippe here that Janine is pointing me towards. And you know what? I really like this kind of absurdism as well. I really like the Fork Awakens. I'm liking this. I'm loving this guy's work. If you don't know already, it's Philippe, PHNEEP.com. He's a great artist. He's a really cool guy, and he's helped us out a lot over the years, hasn't he, Tom?
Bitcoin,
Absolutely.
It's like
great stuff from Philippe.
Philippe is good. Maybe Philippe could do art on this. The chat is talking about Bitcoin being like the technological instantiation of Project Mayhem, especially at targeting the debt record and things like that to try to bring things down. This is a lot less violent, so it's almost even cooler.
Oh, I love this.
I do want to do an update on the fundraiser. We've had 12 donations so far, and we are at 0.22 of a Bitcoin. So we're almost halfway to our first goal.
That is amazing. It's amazing. Thank you so much, guys. And we're going to make
I've been working on my Photoshop art here. If you can take a look.
Oh, look at that.
The Twinkie in the background. Look how it's getting bigger. We've isolated Chris. We've added in this little orange bar here, which the goal of the fundraiser, see this orange bar, is to make that orange bar go up. And we have a number 10 here. We've had 10 people. Actually, I just refreshed the page, so it is now 12 people. Because remember, this isn't about one rich person donating a bunch of money. This is about everybody giving $10. Which font sucks? I mean, this font is kind of generic. We could work on the font. But it's about everybody giving $10.
Come on, Thomas. The font just sucks, dude. We can't settle for a sucky font.
Let's see.
Okay, so I need to give a shout out to BW7ER41AY8. Thank you very much. You asked for a shout out. I'm giving you one right now. And also, just while I'm in the mood for it, very thanks a lot to 13WISWA9MCIEWD XSC4H1QOSPAOG2. Thank you. Thank you for your 0.025 Bitcoins. Those hard-earned Bitcoins that no doubt you speculated on. Hopefully you bought those at a nice low price, like $200, or maybe it was $400, or maybe you bought the dip at $800. Whichever dip you bought, I hope you
probably from like ransomware, from like a hospital software system.
You could be a criminal who extracted them by. You could be one of these people that writes ransomware, And indeed,
like, I can't
as Blake points out,
let's see what happens to Chris when he tries.
As Blake points out, you may well have stolen them, but however you acquired them, it's not for me to judge. And so, fungibility, you know. All right.
They want to know why you want to go to California.
Why does Chris? Why do I want to go to Cali?
That's a tough question to answer.
Because I want to see my bro Mad Bitcoins. I want to meet John Light. I want to get a bit seed. I want to get a full node, and I want to meet Vortex. I want to meet Blake. And it turns out we can all get there, like, you know. So I just want to bring us all together so that I can eat Twinkies as well. That is also true. But yeah, I just want us to be together. I want that to happen, and I want to meet some other people as well. And Tom's going to introduce me to some people, so I want to do a bit of networking. But I will
certainly do an in-person panel, and in-person is fun because people can interrupt. Yeah, we can physically harm one another. We resort to violence at the drop of a hat, which, you know, will happen. So I mean, that'll be fun to see.
Yeah, hookers and blow.
Hookers, blow, violence. You know, the trio.
Yeah. But mostly, apart from the hookers, blow, and narcotics and stuff, but apart from that, it's really, I want, you know, I have very fortunately, you know, got a developer who's going to take over for ProTip, and I'd really like to, as a goal, is to get ProTip working with the BitSeed, with John Light's and Jay's project, BitSeed, that I started at the top of this show, because I'm very proud of what I did with the Fullnode project with the Raspberry Pis, but there's only so much you can do with the Raspberry Pi. What they've got is better hardware. They've got like an SSD drive. They've got the costs real low. So it's an open source project. I might as well piggyback off of what they're doing, and I'd really like to get the BitSeed thing and work it in with ProTip and hopefully building into some of the other projects as well. So I want to sit down. I want to talk to John about that, and also Vortex. I think we may want to have a conversation about that as well. The Raspberry Pis, carry on. Please keep building those if you're interested. It's still at protip.is/fullnode, I think, and that will take you to the Git repo, and the latest instructions are all there. And I recommend you do it. In fact, the actual circuit board that they're using in the BitSeed isn't actually that much more powerful than the Raspberry Pi, if at all. It's really more to do with the fact that it's got a SATA hard drive in it. So it's just got more space for the blockchain data. That was what the Raspberry Pi was missing, it was missing the SATA drive. So it didn't scale as well. So that's why I want to do it. I want to go to San Francisco for networking, and I want to meet my homies, and I want to brainstorm and try and get some of these things up and running.
And let's also talk about what the people will be getting. If you're in the San Francisco area, Chris will be live at the meetup that Thursday night. So if you're pretty much anywhere in Northern California, which is a big square, talking to a lot of people out there, and you want to drive for a couple of hours for the chance to meet Chris, that's also part of this. If you donate $10 and you get to meet Chris, it's like buying a ticket. And now maybe you're not in that big square, but you still want to like meet Chris on the internet. If Chris comes here beyond the meetup, we're also going to be filming other videos, which will give you a chance to meet Chris through the internet. We'll be doing chats like this. We'll be reading the chat log, which I see scrolling right now as I'm talking. But these are the things that we're going to be, we'll make more list of them later. But right now, what we need is to bring back up the QR code. So we should have it up at all times, really. But yeah, this is a telethon. I should get on my Bitcoin wallet here, see if that thing works. Does anyone have Airbits on your phone? Does that work for you? I like it.
I love how efficient the telethon is. Like, we don't have to have a phone bank of celebrities or anything. This is great. It just goes right into the wallet. I mean, Bitcoin for the win, right?
We do need a lot of people standing by in the blockchain to check these things. Can everyone at home
standing by to take your donations?
And everyone at home, open up your copy of the blockchain. Make sure that our donations are going through, because we want everyone to work together. Visit, let's see, Hattori Hanzo's in the chat now. He says, visit Airbits in San Diego. Well, that is close to San Francisco, and they are up here pretty often. So Paul might come to the meetup. He might be watching at home. So let's see.
Yeah, and also people, like, you can suggest your own ideas as well for like what you want us to do. So if you have a request, if you sent us, like, you know, some coins, to say, you know, it's up to you. It's like one of those call-in shows where you can pick your own tracks, you know, like a jukebox, but no sexual favors. Seriously, no sexual favors.
We'll end up doing a vision quest.
We'll talk about Bitcoin. I'm happy to talk about controversial topics, get myself into trouble, but nothing illegal.
But only if you're safe and you're in California. That's only, like, you'll only talk about controversial topics then. Until then, you won't give your real opinion on Bitcoin scaling. Is it true, Chris? Do you have a secret plan? A secret plan to save Bitcoin scaling?
Yeah, with Raspberry Pis, just millions of them all over the world. It's going to scale. No, I don't, because I'm not the master of the universe.
You know, if I know anything about raspberries, I played Farmville, and I could grow a lot of raspberries really fast. So given that knowledge, it should be easy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What are we getting on Twitter? We're getting a lot of retweets on Twitter. People are still having a go at Vitalik, because I got involved in a thread with Vitalik Buterin because that guy from what's his name, Satoshi Light on Twitter, he got
Charles Lee.
Yeah, Charles Lee started getting Larry with Vitalik about the hard fork and about this new idea about the, you know, the dangers of this sort of soft fork by the full nodes. Like, if everyone signals for SegWit with a full node, that this could like trigger a hard fork. And of course, that, you know, Vitalik basically put up a blog post saying this kind of presents a lot of the dangers of a hard fork, but without any of the real benefits. So you got to be careful. And I think a couple of people came in and said, look, you know, don't be daft. And I was like, well, actually, guys, you know, give this guy some credit. He actually has some experience with hard forking. I mean, he has hard forked a cryptocurrency quite successfully, efficaciously in the past, when, you know, quite a few DAO holders got, you know, lost a lot of money, and they needed some mutability to be added to their immutable, unstoppable.
We need a little bit of mutability. Can we mute out this section of volume right here? The movie gets a little bit loud right here. Let's mute out that whole.
He got a little bit pregnant. He got a little bit pregnant.
Had to afford a little bit of the chain. Had to have the king cut his baby a little bit in half into two babies. When the king offers to cut your child in half, you're supposed to say no.
That's what happened. And the viewer count currently is 54 viewers. 54 of you are watching this shit. Amazing. Unbelievable.
Are you guys seeing what Juicy just said in chat?
What's Juicy saying? I love this guy.
I don't know if I should even read it aloud.
I don't know if I can read it out loud. I'm pretty sure that YouTube will ban us forever.
Cheapers, Juicy. Come on now. I can't even read that aloud.
You can't read most of what Juicy says aloud. It's a little known fact. Okay.
Why does Winston Churchill want Bitcoin again? I assume they're talking about you, Winston.
We should also probably declare this the 1000th episode of WCN, and maybe play some highlights of Chris.
Wait, is it? Is it?
It is the 1000th episode.
No.
Let's whip up a tweet, and then we can all tweet it. We're all participating in the 1000th episode, and you know, we can feel really important.
It is true. It is the 1000th episode.
This is the 1000th episode.
See, Vortex is joining to commemorate the 1000th. I mean, it's official.
He's lying. He's just trying to dupe you into donating your money. You're not going to get 500 times your return.
Oh,
it's not an ICO.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Vortex, come in.
Finally, good Lord. My microphone has been messing up all night, but hopefully it works now.
Are you talking? We can't hear you.
Go ahead. I'm going to get some tea.
No, Vortex, I'm just kidding. We can hear you.
Oh, you're killing me, Blake.
No, I got you.
But no, Blake, seriously, like that reference you made, dude, with Tyler Durden, you know, Bitcoin representing Tyler Durden. I mean, it really is a perfect reference because it is slowly going to do the same thing, right? Because here's why. It's going to provide an ability for these hackers to extort, right? It's going to allow them to be able to have a currency that they can use to blackmail these agencies with and, you know, hopefully destroy all their data.
I mean, maybe
Bitcoin makes malware possible.
I didn't mean in that way. I meant in the way that, like, the debt record and all that stuff being undermined by an actual competitor where you can't kill Mr. Goodbank. Like, throughout history, like, if the banker had not been a piece of shit, like if Mr. Goodbank had been either completely incorruptible or immortal, I mean, that would like Bitcoin would not have the tremendous use case that it does today. So I think that it's like Project Mayhem from Fight Club, and that they're trying to reset the debt record because they're going after basically the most pungent source of evil kind of they can identify in the terms of trying to justify all the violence of the movie and stuff like that, and they kind of hit on a really good one. And I think it's funny that Bitcoin does exactly that without all the collateralized violence.
Yep, very true. Yeah, hopefully, Chris, you get out here to San Francisco because it's going to be amazing. I want to go to that meetup. It's going to be Thursday. Man, Blake, are you going to be able to make it too out there? I think I heard Chris say.
Yeah, I mean, if we can raise some stuff, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, guys, listen, right? So as a stretch goal, I really want Blake to come. So yeah, the initial goal is 0.5 Bitcoin, and that will definitely get Janine and me to San Francisco. But as a stretch goal, if we could raise another 0.4, like so in total 0.9 BTC, I'd really like Blake to come. But you know what I'm going to do is I want to see Blake so badly. I'm just going to pay for you, Blake. I owe you one, man. You looked after me at Porkfest. I remember 3 years ago, and I have a job now, or kind of. I have like a sort of a part-time job right now. So I want you to be there, and if you can help me make that happen for Blake, I would really, really appreciate it, because I just love this guy.
Thanks, man.
I want to see you again.
Usually I have a little bit more cushion. My pipes all burst in my basement, and so we had to get that done. And yeah, it's kind of drained a little bit. Yeah, the pictures
that was crazy.
Did you see the picture of like the finished ceiling, which is like the huge down like spout? Like basically like all of the like ceiling of the lowest floor is where all the pipe goes up, and that entire thing was just so old that all had to be replaced. So every single pipe and joint had to be redone and stuff, and it cost a lot. But I don't know.
That's intense. Yep.
It's good to have a place to live though. So you know,
you're investing in your house, man. That's all. Investing in the house.
Yep. It's what I've done. It's funny, when they replaced the pipes in your house, they're so central. My son was sleeping when they started, sawing through these big pipes from like 1910. Oliver wakes up and he goes, "The water's loud," because the like the sinks were all shaky and stuff. So he said, the water's too loud. It woke me up. Oh, that was funny.
How long is this fundraiser, Chris?
It's as long as it takes. That's how.
Oh, okay.
That was my first question. I was like, how long are we going to do this for? He's like,
I guess
it's going to go on for as long as it needs to, guys. All right. I've got my next tea. I just made it, and I'm walking.
We have to get Chris to San Francisco. People, come on. Put up that donation button. Thomas, I think you need to like keep that button up there or something. We haven't seen the button in. We haven't seen the QR code.
It's in the description below.
Cool.
This video, and I'll keep posting it into the chat as well, so people have got it there. I don't want to spam people with it too much.
Well, but we can do the update right now. Hopefully it'll switch to my screen. I'm gonna push refresh. Here it is. Oh, we're at 13.
It's been confirmed already. The miners are loving us.
The miners love us today. It's amazing. It still works.
We're just getting lucky, man. We're getting lucky.
We have 13 donations.
But wait a second.
0.23 Bitcoins. We are almost halfway there.
We're proving live that the transactions, that the chain works. That the chain.
I was gonna say
this is live,
dude.
Because you're right. This is proof of fucking validity. This is proof of Bitcoin works.
I mean, Roger says that this is not possible right now. We can't be taking these little
work.
Yeah, we can't be taking these little
music. Was that the Benny Hill music?
Mind you, the transaction fees on some of these are pretty high there, guys, I have to admit.
There will be large transaction fees, yeah.
Let's just take the pieces of the data that we like and that agree with our stance.
Trade block. I'm just looking at the tradeblock.com website right now to see what the live state of the mempool is, which I'll pull up for you guys.
I mean, it was still more of these transactions for the most part. Like they ignore these tiny dust transactions.
Oh, look, guys. You don't need to be putting in 120 sat. 50 sat is fine. Okay, 50 sat per byte is fine right now. But I see you putting in these high fees that I really appreciate it, but it's not necessary right now. This is a live proof demonstration that Bitcoin is not broken.
And it's a demonstration that our fans that are high rollers, they're like, I'll grease the doorman with whatever he needs. I want to buy him a new car.
Yeah, I'm going to tweet that out right now. I'm just going to tell
feels like WCN paid $500 in fees live on air. It's not even close. It's so funny, dude. I love Theo. Actually, is that Theo? Yeah, that's Theo. And I love Theo how it's a Roger. It's good
the miners are standing by to take your transactions, and when you pay large fees for your transactions, that's like tipping our our phone answering bank of people. So that's thank you for doing that. Tipping the miners is a nice thing. They like that a lot. The miners are always like giving me the wink and the nod when I'm tipping them.
We love the miners. The miners love Bitcoin, and we love the miners.
We're a family.
I just love that though, Chris, that we're proving that Bitcoin is not broken. That's like a secondary thing that we're doing. So if you donate, you can prove that Bitcoin works. That's another reason to donate. Everybody just donate right now and prove that Bitcoin works.
So I sent out a snarky tweet. In typical block size debate fashion, I was really sarcastic. And I thought that's what you were supposed to do. I'm just mimicking everyone else.
Just the tone of the
so I thought I'd just use tone to get my point across rather than logic and reason. Didn't see much point in using that. Nobody else seems to. But yeah, your donations are coming through. The miners are confirming. Clearly they're biased. And you people are way too generous with the fees, by the way. You're sending transaction fees with 120, sat per byte, which is just too high.
So Jack wants to know, why does the Bitcoin price always drop on the weekend? It pretty much always does.
I don't know if that's true, but because the traders at the end of the week, at the end of their trading week, they don't like to hold overnight. So a lot of them let their stuff go on a Friday night.
It's because Bitcoin never closes.
But actually,
it's got to sleep someday.
That isn't really true, and Theo can probably back me up on it. I mean, if you've been watching the price like a trader the last few years, you know that every now and again we have had weekend pumps. You have particularly people on the Chinese exchanges take advantage of the fact that the commercial traders are not at their desks at that time, so there's low liquidity, and so sometimes we do get aberrations.
Is that times you get massive weekend or early morning pumps? I would say those are the two times when they usually run the highest.
I will say this as well as some insight, is that a lot of traders, they will only trade on Friday evening, right, UK time, because they only trade that close, that weekend close, on stocks, on the S&P and on Bitcoin as well, because what they're interested in, particularly if you trade the daily close, right, during the week, so the hour before midnight UTC or GMT, that's your kind of optimal trading entry, right? Because what you can do is you can see that day's theme, you can see that day's trend, and you can say, right, the traders are going to try and close it off at this number, and you start to see a rush in the price. So sometimes, like particularly if you're playing on high margin, that's why you might see a bit of a dump down at the end of the week and a rise up, at the beginning of the week, particularly the weekly candle close, which is on Sunday night UTC.
Also, there may be a lot of traders that are at work that are working. When you're at work, it's like, why not just tab over and do a bunch of trading, because I'm going to avoid doing as much work as I can. Like in office space, it's like, I'd say on any given week, I do about 15 minutes of real actual work. So I think there's maybe a lot of traders that are doing that. And then once they're, off for the weekend and stuff like that, like, I want to go home, I want to sleep in, I want to spend time with my kids, I want to, paint my fence or something like that. And maybe they're not logged in and into the action as much, and they have their money out of the exposure loop during the weekend. But I don't know. I don't know how much as more and more people are engaged with Bitcoin on long horizons, I don't know if that'll continue to be the case.
That's
but
a
it's
good
the
point,
trade
Blake,
floors again that we're talking about too. So I mean, people engaged with the trade floor would necessarily not overlap with that category. So I mean, it is a good question to try to figure out all the sources of influence on how much it goes down on the weekend.
Well, like you said, like because it's global and it never closes technically. So basically, these trends are just going to keep changing as Bitcoin grows, right? Because as it proliferates more across the planet, it's going to alter the trends constantly. So
yeah, I mean the population centers are kind of static though. So as it grows, it might grow in a certain pattern that's a little bit more readily identified than just massive ubiquity all at once. But yeah, I mean as a general rule,
cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many people in China and the places that it's already popular that I don't see a massive upset of other populations gaining adoption faster than China and upsetting that ratio. So I mean, it'll grow, but I think in similar ratios to the way that it's distributed today.
I think we should keep the big screen on Mad Bitcoin so we can have that thing always visible, right?
Yeah,
just keep that main because people can still see us talk in the little corner. Can we just keep Mad Bitcoin screen up as the main one?
Yeah, Mad Bitcoins is now the main screen.
We are looking for new suggestions. What should we add to the collage? Come on, chat with some ideas.
That collage looks pretty full at the moment there. I don't know how much you can add on.
More money. We're getting more money. We're over $300 worth of Bitcoin right now, guys. Heading for 0.25. That's the next goal. Thank you to 1Q262 CYCJQ43 LFG VIBSN FW BFG GF8SUMKY. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's me reading out the whole Bitcoin address.
Somebody wants to add a Mad Roger Ver to our art. That seems spiteful.
We should.
That's spiteful. Nah. I've seen so many good memes of Roger lately. It's just really great because he's been kind of stepping up his agenda, as it were. Like the memes have been stepping up with him, and we keep seeing him in the WCN Slack, and they just keep getting better. I love how it's like, Bitcoin Unlimited is fine. I'm an economic coder. So
well, no, the economic code of Bitcoin is obviously very important. I mean, that is the implied code that Satoshi put in, and you would only understand if you went to prison. If you went to prison like Roger did, then you will know for yourself what Satoshi meant by his vision, because you would have seen how the prisoners transacted with cigarettes, and you would have seen that money, has to be a form of transaction before it can be a store of value. And so you would understand that by leaving the block size static as it is, you are violating the economic code of Bitcoin. By not changing the code, you are effectively changing the code. And that is very, very deep. That is a deep, profound argument.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that, but I mean, to me, keeping it the way it is not breaking the economic code. Changing it would be breaking the economic code, because that's how Bitcoin is currently functioning with this 1 megabyte block. And obviously, everybody wants bigger blocks. We all want bigger blocks, but I mean, right now,
Luke Jr. doesn't want bigger blocks just yet. He wants 300K blocks.
Well, yeah, okay. Most people, want the bigger blocks, but it seems to me that changing the size, and now at this point, when the network is currently working on that, would be changing the economic code. But I don't know. I'm not that deep, Chris. I don't know.
Well, Luke Jr.'s thing is that we should reduce it to 300K to allow everyone's bandwidth to catch up, so that everyone can be on a level playing field, and then we should start scaling it up from 300K onwards. That's his argument. And again, to like Roger's argument, there is some logic to that. I can sort of see the reasoning behind it. Would I want that to be implemented? No. Do I think that ever will be implemented? No.
Yeah, I think we're past that. That's all. I think we're past 360 kilobytes.
Perfect. What you're saying. This is what I meant when I thought you said Mad Roger Ver. I didn't think you meant like a mad, like insane Roger Ver. I thought you meant like a mad Bitcoins Roger Ver. This is exactly what I thought. This is what I had in my mind.
So it shows for you guys that Mad Bitcoins is the main screen? It doesn't show that.
Yes, it does. Yeah. Okay. They might not be able to see our thumbnails though. I'm not sure how that actually.
They can still see the thumbnails.
Okay, let me just see. Yep, they can see the thumbnails. Thumbnails are showing up. That's good.
Just graffitiing him up like a bunch of Twinkie smugglers.
Twinkies. Oh, yes, we are now over $345. We're over the psychological 0.25 barrier. We're at 0.2738 Bitcoins. What's that in bits? I like me some bits these days. It's like 273,000 bits.
I like how the MBTC now is like easy to use instead of being
you know what I'm really into? I'm into bits. So bits basically moves the decimal point so that you've got moves it all the way to the right. So you've got 2 decimal points for the Satoshis. So the Satoshis goes from 0 to 99, and then you've got 1 bit. Perfect. Works a charm. So now 0.2 Bitcoins is 200,000 bits. That's the way to think about it.
That's a lot of bits.
My computer thinks like that.
But that's a really good way of thinking about it, because now you've got 2 decimal points, which is what people are used to with their daily currency habits. Do you see how that works? So I quite like that way of doing it.
I like it. I mean, more and more sites are using the MBTC, so might as well use that. And
but you see, I think we may as well just cut to the chase. I think we may as well just go all the way to like bits.
Well, remember a couple of years ago, everybody was saying that, you know, when the tipping phenomenon was kind of big in Bitcoin, when that was supposed to be the big Bitcoin's killer application, everybody was saying we should just use bits because it's just like Dogecoin. Dogecoin worked so well and blew up so well because everybody could say they have thousands and thousands of Dogecoin. So that's the only way for Bitcoin to explode. But obviously it didn't quite work out that way. But I still like the bits idea even still.
It's a bit good of a 90.
Times, you know, with people like Luke Dash Jr., he's not necessarily always being literal when he speaks. Sometimes he's just trying to be rhetorical, or he's just trying to elicit some effect. And a lot of intelligent people are like that. You know, if you take them seriously, you're the fool, because they don't actually want you to take them seriously. They want you to read between the lines of what they're saying. So I don't know how serious he is all the time. Sometimes I think he just says things in order to prompt some reaction.
He's like a Hemingway story. It's about what's left unsaid.
Yeah, that's right. Jack Seeger says, when will people stop saying Bitcoin could crash to 0? I haven't heard anyone say that in a while. Have you guys?
Bitcoin could crash to 0. Everybody get ready, because tomorrow morning, Bitcoin could crash to 0. Not only is everybody else going to sell, but I myself am going to sell at a loss, and it's going to go to 0, because it couldn't go to 0 if I didn't sell. But it's still, no, you're right. The risk of it going to 0 is pretty
well,
funny.
Remember back in 2013, people were still comparing it to tulips. So 2013 was the year of tulips. Like that was everybody, every mainstream media, every person who knew about Bitcoin who wasn't for Bitcoin was comparing it to tulips over and over the whole year long. Even into 2014 a bit.
Wait. So Peter Schiff has been repeating the mantra that Bitcoin can go to 0. So he's thinking the net trajectory of it is basically a scam, and it's going to go to 0. Just like, wow. Come on, Schiff. Come on, Schiffy boy.
Well, that's what I think about Dash, so I guess everybody can have their own opinion. Shots fired.
Well, I like Schiff. I like Peter Schiff a lot. I've been a fan of his for many years. And, you know, Erwin Schiff as well, a lot of his work. So, I don't know. I really want him to like Bitcoin. I have an emotional feeling about it.
Well, we got Chris Berneski, like, you know, I don't know if you guys know who he is, but, you know, he's been on he's a Wall Street Bitcoin guy, and he keeps posting all this awesome analytics data and things like that. And if anybody can convince those people on Wall Street, it's probably going to be Chris Berneski. And I hope he can do that, because he's fighting the good fight down there on Wall Street, trying to educate Wall Street people about Bitcoin. And I think he's doing a pretty good job, because he constantly advocates for public blockchains. So that's good.
Private blockchains are the future. I think overly complex data.
Yeah.
His name. So his Twitter handle was Ark Investment. Now I forget it. Damn it. I think it's Ark Blockchain, but
Ark Blockchain, like the Ark, like Noah's Ark, like with the animals.
No, let me get it.
The animals in the biblical story, and the animals are happy because you find out that.
Yeah, it is Ark Blockchain. So yeah, it's Ark Investments. So
you guys want to need a bigger boat.
Yeah, I love aminal fables.
Noah's Ark humor.
Arc Blockchain is that guy's Twitter.
I need to thank another Bitcoin address, guys.
Yes.
Do it.
I need to bring this up because it's just come to my attention. Somebody on Twitter has sent us a donation, and it comes from 192IWRSRFFH. Sorry, NHYPREH92A8PRPG9VT7QGN. Thank you so much. And this comes from, I think, Hattori Hanzo, right? Like, this is you. Thank you very much if it is. He's asked me to check out Gem HQ, so I've checked them out, and I will see what they're all about. Thank you very much, sir.
Somebody mentioned Reggie Middleton in the chat, and he's doing. I love how he explains Bitcoin to people on the mainstream media. Like, he just does a perfect job. I don't know if you guys have seen his explanations, but I think he does a really good job explaining Bitcoin on mainstream media.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard him talk a few times. Is he still working on Veritasium?
Oh, I'm not sure these days. He's kind of everywhere, but every time he talks about Bitcoin, it's just clear, concise, and absolute truth. So,
who are we talking about?
Reggie Middleton. Let's see. I forget his website. Oh, there it is. Boombustblog.com.
Oh yeah, Boom Bust is RT, right?
Boombust blog blah.
Boombust blog. That rolls off the tongue.
Is that the Russia Today show? No, it's his own one. Okay, it's a totally different thing. There's a show on Russia Today called Boom Bust. Okay, this looks like some really old website.
Yeah, that is weird that it looks so old, but he's definitely on MSNBC, and then he was on the Today Show, and then he's like on a bunch of different places. So he seems to be the guy that's explaining Bitcoin to the regular people.
The regular people make me angry.
Not the elite hacksaws, but the regular people.
The goddamn plebs. Damn them. I'm a man of the people, really, I am.
Yeah, Boom and Bust on RT. You're right, Sterling. Right. How are we getting on? Oh, we got a little picture of California now, which I hear is seceding from the Union. Is that right?
California, we will secede.
They've been trying to do that for decades. It's probably not going to happen.
Right.
No, we're getting it on the ballot. We're going to have a vote, and the vote is going to authorize the state to secede. And people are really upset about the recent election, so it's much more popular than it used to be.
The collectivists didn't get their way, so they're going to collectively secede.
Well, yeah, pretty much California and Silicon Valley was all for Hillary, so.
She did win the popular vote.
Yeah, and this isn't a representative. This is representative democracy, not direct democracy.
We're represented by our brave leaders. Our brave leaders represent us.
So yeah, we've got a Mad Roger Ver in there. We've got a little picture of California. I put a bunch of stroke and circles around everything. It's all much more bold.
What's that coming out of my ear?
That's your headphones.
Maybe just get rid of that.
Oh yeah, you should probably remove that, Thomas. It'll take you 2 seconds.
Probably
so easy.
It's an alien being coming out of Chris's ear.
Some kind of draining.
It's like that
Look at
thing.
that. It's like it doesn't exist anymore.
You could use a clone tool to completely.
I look like I'm something from a latest Ridley Scott film.
Oh yeah, always use the clone tool.
15 donations, dude.
Yeah, and they all went through. They all got confirmed.
Bitcoin is totally broken, dude.
Bitcoin is broken. There's just no way we can have anything like this, any type of fundraiser, because remember, Bitcoin transactions won't go through. They won't get confirmed unless you ask Roger.
I'm gonna go apply for a job with Dash Detail. I'm gonna call Amanda.
Yeah, I mean, Dash is the future. You know, instant transactions, and yeah, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Because remember, Dash figured it all out. They figured out government structure. They figured out instant transactions. They figured out how to hard fork perfectly.
They figured out how to pre-mine and give it to a woman who's attractive.
It was an Insta-mine.
To a community of men.
Remember, it was an Insta-mine, not a pre-mine, right? It was an Insta-mine.
Oh,
they
Insta-mine,
they Insta-mine that shit.
There is
like millions of coins. And right now, at this point, they still have so many millions of coins locked up. Like Evan and a couple people pretty much own all the master nodes. So yeah, that's fun.
I want to be an Insta-mine shitlord. Where can I buy this Dash?
Well, if you go to every single conference, you'll find a big freaking Dash advertisement that's telling you how to use it.
There's not enough people talking about it or promoting it. I don't think I can find where to buy it. There should be more. There should be more promoters in the Dash community.
I just love how they're like how they're like Dash has instant transactions, and so it's amazing. And I'm like, if that was true, then how come your transactions have remained flat for over the past year? How come nobody's using this thing?
It's just speculation. Why have I got like three mouths and a whole bunch of eyes? What are you doing?
The Vortex said to use the clone tool, so I went
right. Well,
to
not like that, man. Like that. You're supposed to use it intelligently.
Like an alien.
Wait, how are we using? I think he looks good. I like the. It's enhanced, Chris. He can see and speak way more than before.
We can just make the eyes just could like pop out anywhere.
The clone tool is really good in your hands.
Oh man. Photoshop is dangerous in your hands, Thomas.
It reminds me of like kid pics. When you were younger, they'd be like, make a picture on the computer. You would just never stop adding detail until the whole screen was full.
For some reason, Blake, you just put like a picture, an image of computers with green text and Oregon Trail in my mind.
And it was after that, but not that long afterwards.
See, now this of course is starting to look like something else.
Okay, what are you doing? Oh, okay, he's going for the queen look. He's going for the queen look.
We could do that.
No, I think you had it just right. I think you had it just right just before. Just leave it as it was.
I want to be Freddy.
I think I'm gonna probably have to order food or something, I guess, if I'm.
You have to poll the crowd. What should Vortex order?
Should I order like pizza or should I order Mexican or Chinese? Because
the chat says that you need to order hallucinatory mushrooms and then eat those.
Well, I do have some. I probably shouldn't say. Never mind.
I have nothing of any. I see nothing. I know nothing.
I do not advocate the use of narcotics. No, that is bad for you.
Drugs are bad. Okay.
The drugs are horrible for you, especially like, all the proof that all the amazing things that proof all of these amazing experiments that have been going on lately with medical marijuana, like completely helping people, but all that's just nonsense. They're
a bunch of criminals, man. They're criminals. Everybody that's ever thought about marijuana is a criminal.
So the chat is saying pizza, I guess, so far.
I'd be careful with pizza because it can mean something else, apparently.
Oh God, that's true. Okay, so maybe we should remove that from the running. I wonder if like Domino's or these chains have had a hit in revenue with this whole Pizzagate thing. Like
we need foreign journalism to come in here and start to talk about the things that
Should we talk about
too cuts to talk about?
Should we talk about like David Seaman disappearing or no? Probably not.
Oh wait, what happened?
Well, I did see that he deleted all of his tweets and all of his YouTube videos this time.
Yeah,
he's popular. He has like 100,000 subscribers, and he got some serious views for those Pizzagate videos. I don't know. Go ahead, Vortex.
Chris, you're saying he's done this before?
Yeah, he does.
He rage quits all the time.
No shit.
Yeah, when he got into his Twitter spat with me, like I said, why don't you go rage quit again or something like that, he got really, really, really mad, and then finally he ended up blocking each other. But yeah, don't ever tell him to rage quit. He gets really mad.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, so he completely removed his Twitter. He completely deleted all of his videos to his 100,000 subscriber YouTube channel. And so, I think the only thing that can really do that is like some serious threats. So hopefully we wish him well and everything. But that's some crazy shit.
Chris, an imposter of Chris, has joined.
Whoa!
Look at how seamlessly I fit that pizza.
Do you have two videos, Chris? Oh, that's nice, Mad
incredible
Bitcoins.
photoshopping skills.
Thomas, that's skills. That looks good.
And like, look at Chris is all like multi Chris's, just like the Queen album.
So, Chris, what are you gonna do with that second camera, man?
Well, I'm just gonna play around with it right now. It's gonna do some stuff with it. I don't know. Let's see what I can do with it.
We got some more donations.
Wait. It's the wrong way around. Okay, hang on. Okay, guys. Okay, go back to Mad Bitcoins.
I do think we want to do an update on the donations. We've had 17 donations for 0.29 Bitcoin. We are very close to 0.3 Bitcoins. Our most recent donations were 0.1188768 and 0.119004. Thank you for donating.
Yeah, thank you very much. And here I am on my millennial camera. Look at that. I'm a millennial now.
Anybody know
Looks good, Chris.
I got a selfie stick. I'm a millennial.
Looks good.
Oh, I'm going to get 16 million views because I've got a selfie stick.
Oh, that is nauseating. I mean, the motion of it, it's like watching the Blair Witch Project.
So what are we at with the donations? What's the total?
Oh, so much. We got so much money. I don't even know what I'm going to do with all this money.
0.29. Oh, we almost got 0.3.
0.29.
Right.
If we get enough money, we'll do an ICO.
Halfway.
We'll do an ICO if we get enough money. We'll take the
Yeah,
you're
definitely going to get like 500 times whatever you've put into this. Like
No. What we're going to do is we're going to solve every single problem. We're going to solve every single problem in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
If you guys give us, if you guys get us to a coin, here's what we're going to do. We're going to implement instant transactions. We're going to implement the amazing governance structure so that Bitcoin will never have to hard fork again.
Well, and then every time we don't deliver, we'll make an ICO for the solution. So every time people want their money back, it's like, okay, hold on, we're going to ICO, and then from that we're going to pay out the losses, and then we'll steal all that. And then when people want us to, give us that back, we'll have another ICO.
I think what you're describing there is a Ponzi scheme.
No, this is modern Bitcoin play-by-play, from the rule book. This is standard operating procedure.
Yeah, this is step 1, launch a Bitcoin Talk forum post. Step 2, launch a website. Step 3.
Don't forget to bro down at the end, though.
That's step 4. Yeah. Oh wow, I see myself on Chris's phone.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
That's amazing.
That's freaky.
James Bond says he will pay to stop the live stream. All you have to do is pay 1 Bitcoin in the live
just
stream.
Pay us 1 Bitcoin and all this madness will.
Well, James also said that he was drive you himself to San Francisco, but then the problem with that is that James Bond's car always crashes. He always crashes his cars. So I don't know if you're gonna survive that.
That's dark, man. Why you gotta go there?
Because James Bond crashes a car in every movie, like every single damn movie.
Poor guy's trying to support our channel, and you're like, you're gonna die.
I don't know. James was also critical of my Photoshop skills, so maybe it's okay if he has an accident.
Oh snap!
Dark.
And James, we're not begging for money here. We are fundraising. There is a difference. There's no need to beg.
Now we're just serious business moguls.
No, I'm pretty degenerate right now. I'm degrading myself pretty much.
I'm like a noble, and you're all peasants.
For everything that Chris has done for the Bitcoin community, I think that OneCoin is definitely an amazing deal. Amazing deal, people.
OneCoin, yeah.
The thing is, though, Vortex, they've already sent me like 60 Bitcoins since I started.
This is it's not enough, people. It's not enough. Chris needs more. No.
Yeah,
are we going to accept OneCoin donations?
It's really expensive, guys. Come on.
Can
you
even
accept OneCoin?
I mean, do we even accept OneCoin donations?
Let's accept OneCoin.
That's a good question. I don't know if we accept OneCoin.
How about the billion coin? That one's going to be worth $1 billion someday. Each coin is going to be worth $1 billion. So
why is that, Blake? Because we're going to double your coins. We're going to double. That's
what they named the coin. The coin is named the billion coin. And it's $1 billion per coin because that's what the namesake is, obviously.
Do you guys remember 46 coin or like 42 coin or whatever it was, where there's only going to be like 42 coins, and that thing like hit like 100 Bitcoin worth on before it completely collapsed? It was like worth over 100 Bitcoin per coin.
I do not recall.
This was way back in I think this was 2013, middle 2013 or so. The ICO craze, everybody.
That was an awesome coin. They also had, I think they had a one coin where there was only one coin. And, you know, so you'd have like a very small part of that. And then the 42 coin, like, you'd be tons of rich if you had one of 42.
Well, actually, there's technically only one Bitcoin, and it's got 21 million pieces.
Oh, snap. It's true. We are all one, Blake.
Doesn't that blow your mind? That just happened.
That just blew my mind. Everything is...
Everybody keeps asking if they can donate Dash.
Oh my God!
I could go get a Dash address, I guess.
It's like a movement on Twitter, like go troll these guys by trying to donate Dash.
All we need is a shapeshift.
Yeah, I guess so.
But Chris could demonstrate how easy it is to download the Dash wallet. Go ahead, Chris. If you download the wallet and it has a way to show a QR code, maybe something will happen.
I am degrading myself now. I think James Bond is right. I think I've reached a new low.
Well, if you accept Dash, then you've reached a new low, Chris.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay.
You guys, if you guys want to donate Dash, just head over to shapeshift.io and switch that shit into a real currency called Bitcoin. And
if you guys donate Dash, just take your cash and go throw it in the fire. That's me. Actually, that's a terrible thing.
It's not going to work if you call it shit. You guys need to be more tactful.
No, I'm being
That's true.
I'm being funny for the sake of entertainment. I'm a clown. Everybody can have a good time because I am a good time Johnny.
Fundraising is serious business, he said, looking through Zoolander images trying to find the right one.
This is serious business. The internet is serious business.
Do we have any more updates on the... Do we have any more donations?
We need Harambe in there for good measure.
Dicks out.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all these unconfirmed transactions. Oh, Bitcoin's so broken. Bitcoin is so broken.
Oh, man. Tone just... WCN Slack, and it's freaking hilarious. It's Tone taking a selfie with a Pepe frog. Oh, my God. We have to. How can we share this with the chat? Can we put this on Imager and then put in a link? That's what I'm gonna do. The chat needs to see this.
Wait, so I can just go to Shapeshift and I can just like generate a Dash thing and put my Bitcoin address in here and what? No, because I need a refund address.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Max deposit 22 Dash.
No refunds. No refunds is an important policy. Like if you're selling lemonade out on your street corner and it's hotter than shit and your lemonade is all hot, you don't want somebody asking for a refund when they find out that your product is hot. So you got to say, no refund.
Oh my God, what was that?
That's my dog.
Okay.
It's the EMP proof alarm system. I'm probably EMP resistant.
Why is the Zoolander on there again?
I'm not entirely sure. How did that get there? Science.
So somebody, so Jack Seeger is asking another question. He's like, when is the next Bitcoin bubble, and is the next Bitcoin bubble going to go to $10,000?
Yeah. Why not?
I think we're in the bubble right now, the next bubble, and depending on what happens with the ETF, it could really soar up there. So if it gets denied, obviously it's going to go back down to around 900 or 1,000 or something like that. But still, everybody's still looking for 2,000 by the end of the year. So I mean, we are in this bull run, and this is like a multi-year bull run. There's really nothing that can stop this bull run.
Oh, guys, breaking news. All those unconfirmed transactions just got confirmed. The miners are smiling on us tonight. Oh, dude, look at this. Some of these transaction fees, like, are insane.
People are tipping well. It's a generous community full of gentlemen
Do you think those are
ladies?
Do you think the wallets?
I don't know if these are automatic. I don't know if people are choosing these fees,
it could
or
be
if the wallet's choosing these fees.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. None of us know how Bitcoin works, least of all the people on this panel. So I mean, it could be automatic.
Well, they're all over 100 satoshis. All of these fees are over 100 satoshis. So
I would like to announce that I've successfully photoshopped Zoolander's eyes and mouth on top of James Bond's face. There it is.
I can set my fees on my core wallet, but I haven't played with the fees on other wallets. I guess certainly on my Airbits wallet.
Yeah, I was going to say with BitPay and Airbits, I'm pretty sure both those wallets have automatic fee calculation. So whenever I use those, I never type in a fee or anything like that. So it's just they've always gotten there pretty quickly.
It would be interesting to see if the auto fee calculation is that high, where those to find out where those payments came from, what wallet calculated.
Yeah,
it would be interesting.
Well, a lot of them do dynamic fee calculations now. Like if you use the Ledger wallet, for example, you know, the hardware wallet, if you use the Trezor wallet as well, which I'm a big fan of, just going to give a big shout out to Trezor right here. Okay, hardware wallets is the way to go. But again, because they are connecting to a server, it means that they are basically deciding the fee for you. So that may be a reason why the transactions are going through. So maybe the miners should be thanking us for all these fees that we're generating right now.
Well, also speaking of fees, Shapeshift just launched their website to, I think it's called shapeshift.io/BTC fee, and they launched a website to help you calculate your fee. And like, I think it's way too high, so I tweeted Eric about it. You know, Eric Voorhees, and I tweeted him a mock-up of what it could look like with an advanced section. And so he thought that looked pretty cool, and hopefully they can implement that, where basically you click in advanced and it brings down this little bit more of the window, and you can have a slider to slide how slow or how fast you want your transaction, so that you can get a more accurate transaction fee. Because how the transaction fee right now, on my opinion, way too freaking high, and like misrepresents Bitcoin almost. So I'm hoping that they can implement a slider of some sort, so that we can get a more accurate representation of the current Bitcoin fee at any given time.
I'm really good at generating fees in all kinds of areas. I mean, I've racked up some fees, so I'm happy to share my gift with the miners.
That's the picture of Tone. Oh my God, it's so good.
Oh my goodness sakes.
Tone and Pepe together at last. Pepe for life, people.
Is that Pepe?
It's not actually Pepe, but it looks exactly like it. It's some restaurant, you know, that uses a frog.
That's like somebody being like, Senor Frog is Pepe, being like, Donald Duck is a Dolan Duck. It's like, no, that's Donald Duck.
It's all the same crap.
I'm gonna shit all over this moment. I like the makeover on Bond. Bond has got some alluring eyes and lips going on.
Yeah, he photoshopped Zoolander's eyes and lips on top of James Bond for some reason.
Neat. You should hook Tone up with some eyes and lips.
I do happen to have Zoolander's eyes and lips standing by. Oops, too much.
Can we do do we have donations? Let's refresh the page.
Somebody was asking what we think about if Satoshi had invented the white paper a long time ago during the birth of the internet, and if the internet would have been better operated if that had been the case. I don't know. I don't know if there would have been enough adoption of people getting it for that to have been the case at that time. And the economic decline alignment that drove people to explore Bitcoin, I don't think was necessarily there until the more of the crashing of the dot-com bubble. So no, I don't think it would.
I think that it would have. I think it would have allowed for much more decentralization of the internet, or I think it would have allowed the decentralization to last longer than what it did, because obviously in the beginning, the early 90s, the internet was decentralized. You ran your own email server, you ran your own file server, and Gmail or anything like that, or Dropbox. So perhaps it could have allowed it to have its decentralization last longer, but I don't know if it would have succeeded as well as it.
Okay, guys. So we are now over $400. Thank you so much to everyone who's donated so far. I finally have a Dash address as well, so I'm going to put that in the description. I put it into the chat box already. It begins XXBNFL. Is that right? I haven't posted the private key by mistake, have I? That would be embarrassing.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, so I've just got the Jax wallet there, so it's a multi-currency wallet, and I have had Dash before, actually. I think I've had some before, but yeah.
Now Tony wants to donate Ethereum.
Donate Ethereum? Oh, Jesus! How low do I have
both
to go?
chains? He wants to donate from both chains.
I was gonna say, hey Chris, how low are we going, man? Are we gonna accept Ethereum? Are we gonna?
I mean, look, you know what?
Well, first of all, you have to be clear. Which Ethereum?
Let's accept one and not the other, and let's make our decision as petty and
Let's make it political as possible.
Let's make it as political, petty, and non-information based as possible.
Wait, where is the description in this video? Why isn't the description showing?
And also, Vortex, we need an update. Did you order that pizza? I'm starting to get hungry too.
I didn't order anything yet. I'm too enthralled with the dialogue.
So is there no
classic rookie mistake? Rookie mistake. You'll starve before this live stream is over.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. The chat said pizza. I can never make up my mind when it comes to food.
Pizzagate, though.
Yeah, I can never make up my mind when it comes to food. My girlfriend drives her nuts. We have to try we have to look at 3 or 4 different places before we can order anything.
I'd like an update and I'd like some commentary on this Photoshop. I think it's coming along pretty good. We got the triple Chris in the background. We got the Twinkies starting to be a little hidden. Maybe we need a little bit more Twinkie. Let's see. There we go. More Twinkie. I like the way that the eyes and mouth are over the thermometer right now. And then we also got Tone. We got Tone, some Zoolander eyes and mouth.
Tone's looking good.
It's looking good.
I'm going to have to ask him out on a date. Look at that. Look at that face. That's kissable face.
You have your layers choice up there, Thomas. You have the eyes over the meter.
I know I have that on. That's a choice.
We are proud. That's a feature.
Choice.
That's a feature.
Yeah.
It's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah, that's
okay, the description, if you reload the video now, the description is there. I don't know why it wasn't there before, but I now am accepting Dash and Ethereum Classic. All right. So I've got the Dash address and the Ethereum Classic now in the description of this video.
But what if I want to send Monero?
Oh, actually, that's not a bad point. I like Monero. Why didn't I do that already?
We like Fluffy Pony. I'm gonna have him.
Yeah, shit. That's a good point. I don't have a Monero.
We're gonna have him on the Bitcoin News Show April 9th.
Oh, I'm sorry, Fluffy Pony. I don't have my node set up yet on this machine. Because when I was crossing the border, I was like expecting them to go through all my computer and everything, so I wiped everything. Don't know what to do about that.
There you go, Dash people. I put a logo in there. Now you have to earn it.
Yeah. All right, come on. We're going to lower ourselves to this level.
Yeah, I've seen that Dash logo just...
Somebody's sending Monero.
I really like it. Look at all this fun art. That was good. Dash. Fun.
Sending Monero to our Bitcoin address.
Through XMR to Gateway. He's just sending it to my local host. He somehow just knows where I am.
Oh, Brad said he sent Monero.
Now we're getting some XRP offers in here.
Yeah, Brad said he sent
XRP. Monero. Oh, Jesus.
Through XMR to Gateway, he said.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. I know what XMR is Monero.
I mean, I can get an XRP address. I think.
Yeah. You just need to have people send to somebody's Poloniex account or something. This is just getting crazy.
What is REP?
That's that's Augurs.
Augur.
Augur. Okay.
That's Jamie Gardner's project.
Augur
He looked at my
token.
LinkedIn page the other day. I went into my LinkedIn and they changed the format and such. And it was like Jamie Gardner was looking at your LinkedIn page, and I was like, I'm very afraid right now, and I'm gonna call him up and tell him to cease and desist. And I haven't done that yet though.
To tell LinkedIn, you're like, I believe you, LinkedIn. I believe you.
Somebody said, now that we accept Dash, maybe Roger Ver can donate.
Oh yeah, Roger Ver can donate. That's a good point. I should.
We're accepting both kinds of Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin Unlimited, Bitcoin Classic.
I left my wife's guitar at Jeremy Gardner's house. It's a true story.
It's probably still there.
I should ask him about it.
Actually, yeah, that's another thing. If we could put that on the list, if we raise the Bitcoin, will Blake get his guitar back?
Rescue my wife's guitar. It's a Martin travel guitar. It's very nice.
Ooh, I've got some Dash coin. I got 2.097 Dash coin.
All right.
That someone sent me that. Hang on, who it is?
Rolling in the money.
Oh, it's Dave Matherley. Thank you very much, Dave Matherley. Cheers, buddy. That wasn't very anonymous though, so we kind of ruined the anonymity aspect of it. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to tweet out to Roger Ver and make sure that he knows that we understand that the blockchain is broken and that we are now accepting Dash.
Dude, he's gonna be very angry about this.
Why?
I don't know. Yeah, there's my wife's guitar. See, it's just beautiful. Put that add that into the bag of. Now, how much would you expect to pay?
How much would you expect to pay for this amazing service? 5 Bitcoin, 10 Bitcoin, 100.
Forget about it.
Bitcoin.
You ever see that Ron Popeil late night commercial or whatever? It's like, set it and forget it. But he doesn't say set it and forget it. He says set it and forget about it. And not just once or twice. He says it every single time. It's one of those details that if you're like obsessive compulsive like me, you're like, no, why won't he just rhyme? Rhyme.
I tell you, Blake, I haven't had cable in 8 going on 9 years now. So
yeah, no, I don't watch TV. I haven't watched TV for
I watch a lot of TV, but not with cable.
Up an atom. Up an atom. Up an atom.
My eyes, the goggles do nothing. Yeah.
Well, James Bond, you've been proved wrong because they've already sent me enough money to get myself. But we're working for like a stretch goal because I want Blake to come along. $400. I mean, that'll pretty much pay for the trip there. Don't know about the trip back and all that stuff, but we'll work it out. And we're not actually that far into the show. We're only like an hour or 2 hours into the show, right?
I think there's been an important description in important information in the chat where people need to understand that Pepe is not shilled; it is trolled. Very important distinction there.
No, I have a lot of my money heavily leveraged into Pepe coin, so all of you need to buy it too because I can't afford to lose my money on this. I'm investing money I literally can't afford to lose into Pepe coin, and you all need to do the same to bail me out of my bad decisions. So it's vital that you go do that right now. Don't keep listening to this.
I heard that Pepe was an amazing store of value.
It's I mean, dude, I don't. Is it even a real coin? What's the monetary policy?
Dude, I heard that John Seth had like, like a million or 2 Pepes or something like that. And when the price started going up because they got a couple articles in some newspapers, he like somehow ended up with like $14,000 or $16,000 worth of Pepe. All of a sudden, his thing that was worth like his millions of Pepe that were worth like $1 total, all of a sudden went up to like $16,000. It's freaking crazy, dude.
So people actually made gains off of Pepe Cash.
Yeah, believe it or not, like they actually are because of a couple of different articles that sent the price up. So accidentally, pretty much, they made a bunch of money.
Anytime I make any money in a coin like that, it's like I try to go to sell and like the order book is so thin that it's like you sold, 1/1,000,000th of one of it, and then like it went down to lower than you sold it. I'm always like, son of a bitch. Thin order books got me again.
Yeah, that's why I don't mess too much with altcoins. I'd like to put like a coin in a couple different a Bitcoin's worth in a couple different altcoins like Monero and stuff. But I mean, I don't trade them. I just keep them in there in case the price ever goes up.
I'm starting to get hungry.
Richie Rich is mad about our lack of research about Pepe coin.
Well, what are you gonna eat, Thomas? Are you gonna eat Chinese, pizza, Mexican? What are you gonna order food? What are you gonna do?
I might order an expensive burger. I don't know what to do here because usually I go out somewhere, but I want to stay here with the telethon.
We have to order then. So we have our options over here where I live is eat24hours.com. And that's a pretty good site.
I'm looking at Uber Eats right now. It says spend 30 or more, get free delivery, which is not quite going to work unless I buy 2 burgers.
Yeah, that's 2 meals worth $30. That's
a lot of burgers.
Yeah.
I mean, I could get Chinese food or something. That'll run more than $30. That could give me some free delivery action.
I try not to eat too much like of a mammal. Like I try to tend to eat more fish and birds, like turkey and stuff like that. But every once in a while, I definitely enjoy a good hamburger.
Got these incredible pills, fish oil. It turns everything you eat into fish. Amazing.
Well, fish oil is an amazing thing to take. I think everybody should.
Yeah, you just eat it. Fish oil.
Everybody needs to take that to get more vitamin B and things like that, because to offset all of the crazy these days.
I'm scrolling through. Oh, fried chicken is looking good.
Well, I didn't even think about that.
LA famous fried chicken, 20 to 30 minutes.
At least I have chicken.
See, all the delivery places where I live always takes a freaking hour, man. It's always 45 minutes to an hour minimum, and it always ends up being an hour.
You better get ready for your pizza because I'm gonna race you.
That would be kind of funny, actually.
The chicken looked pretty good. I might have to go. It looks like chicken and waffles. People in the chat, what are you gonna eat? Let's see.
What's everybody eating for supper right now in the chat? Everybody post it. Let's go.
4 pieces for $14. I think it comes with a waffle. Oh, was it raining? Yeah, I think it's raining here too. Definitely not going out. Choice of sides. People say that. Go ahead, Chris.
Set up a rare Pepe wallet. I think this is the suggestion from Helen. So, Chris, if you make yourself a rare Pepe wallet address, I send you some Pepe cash, and you can trade it for Bitcoin on the Tux exchange. Okay. I thought the rare Pepes were actual Pepe cards that were like rare on the blockchain. I thought that's how
they made one of the cards. I've heard they call it Pepe Cash, and they made like 1 million of those cards, and that card they use as cash. Then you can use the Pepe Cash card to buy other Pepe cards that are actually rare. That one is like a popular Pepe, I suppose.
Pepe Cash. I see.
So
you have Pepes, and you have rare Pepes.
The chat is eating stuffed salmon, bread and butter, cheesies. I don't know what cheesies are. And let's see, where's this? That's it. That's all. We need more people telling us what they're going to eat. That's only a few people.
Stuffed salmon sounds good.
Sounds pretty good.
I think you should have foie gras and beef Wellington.
I can get stuffed salmon at the grocery store, and it's delicious. It's right there.
That's pleb food. You need to eat foie gras and beef Wellington. Otherwise, you can't be on the World Crypto Network. This is elite shit, man.
Shit.
I'm considering Chinese food, but Uber Eats is not offering any that look really good.
Do you guys have E24 there?
Oh yeah, man, dude, this is the ground zero for that kind of stuff. We have Eat24, Grubhub, Yelp. I have one called Sprig. Sprig will bring me like a fancy, like kind of a home cooked kind of meal. Let me show you guys Sprig.
Bring you a sprig of produce, a sprig of like berries and holly on a sprig.
Whoa.
Okay, so Sprig has a bunch of chefs, and what they do is like they're gonna make like 3 different meals, and they're gonna make 20 or 30 of them. So let me see. what could I get on Sprig? But Sprig, it's still going to be like $15. No matter what you want, it's going to be 20 to 30 bucks to have food brought to your house, basically.
Correct.
I got Jimmy John's earlier. It was $23. I was like, $23 for Jimmy John's? What happened? But,
that's what I'm saying. It's if you order food, it's going to be a minimum $20. There's just no, because even if you get $15 worth of food, there's going to be a minimum $5 delivery fee. So when you order food, it's going to always be like $20.
It's all look too fancy for me. It's like,
that looks awesome.
This is Sprig, so.
Man, that looks so good. That looks much better than like all the hole-in-the-wall pizza places we have.
Steak.
You need beef Wellington.
Roasted half chicken.
You need flambe.
Seared steak with chicken dripping potatoes.
Damn.
Chicken dripping potatoes. That doesn't sound too appetizing.
Chicken bibimbap. Oh, they have savory braised beef. Is that what Blake wants?
I'll get some savory braised beef.
That's crazy, man. I hope that serves.
Well, that's the thing, that they have to be crazy successful in the San Francisco market, and then they'll spread to other markets. So, the problem I'm gonna put the food in the cart, and then I'm gonna be grossed out by the price. And I'm going to go somewhere else and pay more. I mean,
Somebody says that you should get Vietnamese sandwiches. Get like a banh mi or something like that.
They have a ham and Swiss baguette.
Baguette? I don't know about that.
Also, actually, Blake, Jimmy John's doesn't sound too bad. It's kind of, and it's cheap.
That was okay. I got the roast beef, and then I got double meat, and then I got cheese on it, and then lettuce, mayo. Had it cut in half. Came pretty quick. It's about $23 with all the extras.
I always get the turkey tom. I love a turkey.
That's what I usually get, but I needed beef. I just needed it in my life.
Beef. It's what's for dinner, because it's just crazy. Like in the United States, how much land is used for beef. Like people need to freaking reduce their beef consumption. It's to the point now to where it's not healthy. Like for the freaking cows, not healthy for the people, not healthy for the land. But yeah, just eat more turkey, people.
I can't stand turkey anymore. Like when you go to the store, like you can buy chicken lunch meat, and the chicken lunch meat is almost rare anymore, and there's just turkey everywhere, and the turkey's got like these really fatty pustules in it because they force it to grow so fast that it's not as lean and fibrous and textury as like the chicken meat. It's just really, 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 really gross. It's all watery and just terrible. I can't stand turkey anymore.
Where are you getting this turkey? Where is this turkey that you say?
It's everywhere, man. It's the quality of food in general that's been going down throughout my lifetime. Like somebody was talking about how in the chat how Twinkies are like powdered sugar and whipped lard. It's like they used to be, and they used to be good. Now they're all preservatives, and they just taste like I don't know, like plastic.
It's true. I mean, it's true. Everything is just with that enriched white flour that they just process all the nutrients out of, you know.
See, so it starts out at $13, and I'm totally in. Then it's like $1.20 SF healthy tax, $1.50 other tax.
Wait, there's a healthy tax. What the hell? Health tax.
Then it says it's $3.50 to deliver it. So I'm up to $19. Should I get this for $19? And then I'm like, $19, I get one little bowl of food. I may as well get a pizza or a burger if I'm going to spend $20. It's like
true. That's true.
But the thing, what they want you to do is basically they want you to subscribe. If I subscribe to Sprig, then I'd pay a monthly fee. Then it would be cheaper for the donation. So
yeah, that makes sense.
It's all.
I wish more services would do that. Actually,
I mean, Uber Eats is pretty good. It's $5 delivery, and they'll deliver it pretty quickly. Little sketch one. Oh, and is this not the one near me?
You got to tell us what the hell a health tax is, though, Thomas. I have never heard.
We have another special thing here. We have to separate our garbage. We have to compost, like by law. Like I would do the salute, but I don't want to piss people off. Like PewDiePie has made everyone afraid of anything. But you have to separate your compost. It's the law. So we have recycling, compost, and landfill. And the thing that they want to eliminate is landfill. They want there to be no landfill bin at all. So everything goes into compost or recycling.
Well, I mean, it has good intent.
See, the problem with Uber Eats is they don't have any ratings on anything, so you can't tell the quality of the Chinese food you're about to order. You're just like, you can tell the price, because that's important to them, not the quality. Uber Eats is busy in this area. Uber Eats is busy in this area. There's an extra 10-cent fee. That's quite reasonable. 10 cents.
Man, how many other fees can they come up with? You know what? It's raining, so there has to be a weather tax. Because
dude, this one says, yeah, it says $1.50 extra fee.
People are asking about the QR code.
Oh yeah, let's do an update. Let's do an update with that. And
all right, here we go. I'm going to push the refresh button.
James Bond is keeping us on our toes here. We
have had 22 donations, and we have raised 0.33 Bitcoin. We are more than halfway towards our goal of 0.5. Thank you so much to everyone who's donated. The most recent donations were 0.14688887 and 0.0030473.
That picture of Tone is so unsettling. I can't look away from it. Tone cold.
You know what that means? We should make it bigger.
Make it full screen. Turn it up to 11.
Let's see. Hide this.
Jessica and I went to go see Logan the other night. I'm not sure why, but during the previews,
I hear good things.
Yeah, I heard good things too. And then we went to go see it, and I was like, "What?"
Okay.
During the trailers, there's Woody Harrelson was in some Planet of the Apes movie, and it was really just like gaudy and like epic and stuff of him like leading these like bad soldiers against the monkeys with this music and stuff. And I turned to my wife. I was just like, "Oh."
Too many ape movies.
Silence. Something about silence makes me sick. Man, there's an extra 70-cent fee for this one.
This
Brandy Hose Hunan food.
That
sounds pretty sweet. Oh, it is really raining. I'm definitely not going outside today.
Yeah, it was cloudy here, but I don't think it rained.
Are we showing a blank screen now? Who's running the camera?
No,
we're not showing a blank screen. It should be showing your screen.
Yeah, should be the QR code.
Yeah.
This whole system is out of order.
This Chinese food place is weird. I'm scrolling through the menu. I don't see anything I want. Oh, General's entree. No, I still don't want that.
Dave in the chat is asking where I live, but I'm sorry, you will never know where I live, Dave.
We're gonna need
undisclosed. I think Blake internet went in out.
We got 2.097 dash. That's $90 worth of dash. We got to keep that into consideration.
Oh, wow.
Ethereum Classic. We've got a troll in the troll box completely wasting her time, like just saying shit nobody gives a fuck about. So I think we're having some good impacts. And this is very good. We're proving that the blockchain works. None of these transactions are getting stuck. People are putting in fees that are a bit high, but you know, that's good for the miners. Everyone's muted.
I'm working on a very important dinner order here.
All right.
I'm searching through.
You're 3 hours behind. We're in the same country, but you're somehow 3 hours behind.
How did I manage that?
Incredible. That is incredible.
I know it's a perspective, Chris, like how this country is so big. Like we don't really realize it. To us, we're just used to it. We're just used to like this country being basically separated into 3 huge ass freaking regions. You know,
we're
like
used to American exceptionalism and breaking our foot off into asses.
Yeah, just like the '70s show.
We'll put a boot in your ass the American way.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw in more money to get white meat chicken, but will they actually give it to me? That's the question.
It'll be all dark meat.
Man, it's all about the dark meat.
Oh boy, now that's going to get people to stop donating right away.
Prison harmonica makes everybody want to donate.
Yeah, make sure you're off the mic for that too.
No, it's the best. The fidelity of the harmonica goes to the high end of the microphone. I guess it sounds really well. It translates good.
See, the theory with Chinese food is I can get 2 meals out of it, so it's worth the money. But it is going to be crazy expensive.
Chat wants to know why you're buying food instead of sending that money to Chris.
For real, Thomas, man, you can't be eating. Why do you need to eat?
I think our shows are funny.
Send that money to Chris, because you don't need to eat, Thomas.
Actually, I did send money to Chris already, so I'm on board with this this fundraiser.
I think someone asked about Chris. I think someone asked Chris about a health update.
Yeah, I'm still unhealthy. I'm on steroids. Can I even show them? No, I don't. I can show you some of the tablets I'm on. One sec. So I'm on these antiviral tablets, and I'm on some steroids as well. Where are they? I can't show you those because they have all my details on.
Yeah, careful now.
But prednisone, basically prednisone. So that's why I'm putting on a bit of weight. But I'm only on them for like a month, and then I come off them. So thank you for asking. But yes, I do still have a headache that has lasted for 19 months and counting, and it never goes away. But I am getting used to it, and I am slowly restoring myself back to the character that I was before. But yes, anyway, positive things.
We wish you the best, Chris. Positive things, man.
Thank you for the $5,000 that you all raised for me a year and a half ago as well. That was very helpful in paying for lots of extracurricular things that I needed doing that the NHS couldn't be bothered to pay for and give me the runaround for. Yes, thank you. That certainly helps me feel better as well, Richie.
All right, Vortex, I hope you've placed your order because I have ordered Chinese food. Uber Eats is giving me all kinds of details. They say it'll be here at 8:02 p.m. I can also meet the courier outside to save time, which I'll probably do. And then it's got a little like a step-by-step thing showing us like how it's being prepared. Like food is being prepared is the step that we're on right now.
Nice. So, I don't know. I'm not like super hungry anymore. I don't know what happened. I was hungry.
I still have to wait 30 minutes. So like the time is on now, but at least I don't have to make any more decisions.
That's true. Like I might be hungry in an hour when it actually gets here.
I overpaid, but my goal is to eat 2 meals out of it, which will make it kind of reasonable with the delivery fee. But let's look back at this graphic. Let's see how we're doing. We got tone.
Why isn't the thermometer? Is the thermometer going up? Is that moving or?
We haven't. We need more donations really to move the thermometer. Let's see.
I don't know. We're doing pretty well. I think that should be up. That's close. 0.33 should be more than halfway up to 0.05 because it's past the 0.25 mark. So the thermometer needs to go up. Right, the orange needs to go up. I haven't really thought this through.
Are you telling me that the orange has not been rising?
The orange has not
with the amount of Bitcoin in the.
Oh my god! It's kind of the whole point of the graphic as well.
I'm so fucking embarrassed. I don't know if I can continue to be honest.
I don't know. I think James Bond is right. I think
it's amateur hour.
I think this is pretty amateur.
Look at that pizza in the background. Some kind of Pizzagate conspiracy.
.33. Why are you laughing?
The real number here is 20. 20 donations.
20 donations.
Because that means 22 different people want this to happen. So when it happens, that's 22 happy people all working together.
I want James Bond. I want to see a tornado before I die. And I'm hoping to see one from the train as I pass through all the flyover states that I've never visited. So the only reason I'm getting the train is because I've been to the US so many times and I've only ever stuck to the edges. And now I want to see the middle part.
Now you want to drive through a tornado and make a mini version of Twister with your smartphone.
I just want to drive through a tornado. James Bond, are you the same James Bond in TeamSpeak? Yes or no? I like this. I like this.
Wait, in TeamSpeak, which TeamSpeak are we referring to?
Whalepool TeamSpeak, whalepool.io.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a cool chat room. It's been around for a long time. It's run by Flibber and Swapman.
Yeah, no, I've been in
Whale Club. And back in the day, Theo used to be on there, and then kind of, you know, things kind of went wrong. Okay, no, it's not the same one.
Same but different.
There's a really good troll in Whalepool called James Bond, who's actually a woman, and every now and again she'll just like pipe up and go, "You're all a bunch of like sissy bitches," and like you're just like slagging each other off, a bunch of girls, and it's just like hilarious, like the best trolling ever. I like good trolls. I like good creative trolls. I just don't. The only trolls I don't like are like the attention-seeking ones that just won't stop until they absorb all the attention they can possibly get. But if you're funny and it's true, then I like it.
I think that's morally reprehensible. I can't believe that she would say those things about people, and I personally would never say those things about people. And I think that it's important for me to communicate how much better I am than she is.
Did you know that it's okay to rustle some jimmies sometimes?
Never. I would never do that. And anybody that would do that is morally deformed in comparison to me.
I think I've been fending off trolls on CoinDesk for like 2 years now.
I like trolls that are creative, and I like them when they say a truth that, you know, say something that somebody else doesn't want to be said. And they just get it a bit too close to the bone. I don't like trolls that are just like sock puppets, or just like they're driving an agenda, or they're just looking for attention. That kind of trolling is really bad. But I do think there's an art to trolling. Yes, I do. I
like trolls that like will just like spam a channel so that nobody else can do anything, and people are forced to binarily disconnect.
Yeah,
like a troll that'll find out where you live and dox you, or show up and punch you in the face, and then be like, "Ha, you got pranked." Those are my favorite.
Like trolling that's just rude and obnoxious and doesn't really like construct or build on anything. That's just pointless. But otherwise, yeah, free speech. Like fucking say what you want. Otherwise, as long as you don't bring any harm to anyone.
I always loved trolling my school teachers. I think they really liked it too. Is what, you know, they must have really enjoyed having me as a student thoroughly.
Oh, don't remove the San Francisco pic. It's the San Francisco.
I'm not sure what this picture is anymore.
Yeah, it's gotten busy. Thomas probably knows about being trolled by kids in a teaching environment, because I can't imagine being trolled by a bunch of uncreative children as a teaching professional. I would go nuts.
You just have to kick one of them out. You kick one of them out, that puts the rest of them in line. Fear. So yeah, when you're substitute teaching, you have to be the boss. You have to come in. You have to say like, "Okay, kids, like I'm the boss," and then they believe it. That's the trick.
I think actually James Bond is getting this right. Someone does need to just donate 1 Bitcoin already. I think that they've got a point.
Totally right. I mean, come on, somebody just end this. Put us out of our misery.
James Bond out of misery. I think that's what she's getting at, or he's getting.
Put James Bond and us out of misery, and just plop down a coin, people.
We gotta have a debate. We gotta have something that's worth actually, having watched the stream to this point.
You know what? Actually, I don't need Bitcoin to end the show. The goal is 0.5 Bitcoin, really, and we will sort out, because we've got until like Wednesday anyway. We've got a few days, and I only set this up earlier on today, like this morning, US time. So I'm okay with 0.5 BTC as a goal for tonight. And James Bond has a gun apparently, so like somehow that's going to help. He's going to like shoot the Bitcoin. I don't know what the fuck.
He's gonna hurt math.
Well, maybe he's gonna hurt himself if we don't. Oh my god!
He's gonna hurt our
like Yosemite Sam, you know, with the Yosemite Sam.
We don't need 0.5, do we? Do the math, James Bond. We need 0.027, don't we, to make it 0.5? Come on, you're supposed to be like
only the quarter of a
secret agent. You can't even do math.
A quarter of a coin, guys. I mean, that's nothing, right? Come on. People mined thousands of coins back in the day. Somebody just popped down.
Chris is poking the hornet's nest very.
If you're gonna troll, do it properly.
I just know that I'm just looking. Can I just say one more time that I'm just really looking forward to seeing Chris and seeing Thomas and seeing Blake. Never met any of these people in RL. Okay, and so this is going to be an amazing treat for all of us. I think to just hang out and talk Bitcoin, because that with all of these people as smart as ourselves, in one place, only good things can happen. So.
I have a flatulence disorder, so I mean, I don't want you making any goddamn faces as I, shit in my pants.
In that case, don't give us enough to get Blake on this coin.
No, we're going on a custom submarine tour, a 2-man submarine tour of the bay. It's gonna be you and me, and we're going to have beans the night before. So get ready. I don't want to see any foul expressions on your face. That'd be very disrespectful. I could be triggered.
As long as all I know is that you're so damn tall that you probably won't even be able to hear what I'm saying because I'll be so far on the ground compared to you.
There'll just be so much noise down below how tall I am with all the farting going on, and there'll be a lot of background noise.
All right, let's change the subject. Food. I still don't have.
I've put my order in. Vortex, what about you? What kind of pizza are you gonna get? Domino's?
If I get pizza, I think I'm just gonna get a personal pan, so that it's just a small size, and then some wings. But we have so many pizza places over here, like I just go by the ratings, and so I must have tried half a dozen, at least maybe a dozen different places, and there's only a couple that I like because I prefer the New York style. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to choose, but I usually get a small with some wings, small cheese pizza with some wings.
I tell you, I had a killer slice earlier today. I went to Tony's Pizza down Columbus Square. And what's great about this is it's a big fancy restaurant. They have multiple ovens for different temperatures to cook different styles of pizza and different levels of crust. What was so great today is there are all these tourists lined up for Tony's restaurant. And then there's Tony's Slice Place right next door. They use the same oven. They make the same pizzas. I walked right into the slice place, got my slice, and then sat there watching the tourists in line for the restaurant. Why don't they just go to the slice place?
Epic.
Yeah.
They don't know, man. They don't know.
They don't know. Or it's a big deal. They want to pick their own pie. They have to get their own ingredients. I don't know.
So we have this place called Blaze Pizza, which is pretty cool. I guess this idea is like taking off now. But what this place does is it's kind of like a Subway for pizza. So you go in and you pick your dough and your sauce and all the toppings, and then they put it right there in a big old huge brick oven, cooking and cook right there basically in front of you. So it's, like I said, a Subway for pizza, and it's getting pretty big out here. And the one that I mentioned, Blaze Pizza, is really good. They just always seem to just cook it freaking perfectly, and I always get the thin crust, so it's like a New York style, and it's really good.
The chat said they pegged me for a pasta guy. I haven't had pasta in a while. I just don't seem to go towards it. I always think of it as very heavy. A lot of the sauces have cream, really.
Agree.
I'm more of an Asian food guy, I guess. But I wanted to go back to try to get this code on the screen. So hopefully you guys can scan it. We've had 22 donations, and what I'm looking for is 23. Can we get another donation in here? Maybe $5, $10? You don't have to break your wallet, but everyone should have a little Bitcoin, kind of just for this. Just a little bit of leftover Bitcoin, send around, $10, $20 here and there. Help out a good cause like this. What we're trying to do today is we're trying to send Chris to California. Chris is stuck in the Midwest. He needs your help to come out to the coast. And we're raising money here on the Bitcoin. And all you have to do is scan the QR code right there.
And when he gets there, they're going to do live shows. They're going to do commentary. They're going to do all kinds of stuff. It's going to be fantastic.
That's right.
It's going to be like this telethon, but actually scripted and prepared for and polished. It's going to be amazing.
It's almost a way of paying for content. You're going to get some amazing content with Chris and Tom in the same room.
It's like a monkey knife fight on international waters.
We're going to be at the San Francisco Bitcoin meetup. Let me go ahead and pull that up on the screen here. We're going to be at the San Francisco Bitcoin meetup on March 9th. That's a Thursday from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. or until the tab runs out. This is at the El Rio in San Francisco. And of course, anyone in the area, if you want to come by, like, look, it says, "Are you going?" You just join on Meetup, join the San Francisco Bitcoin Meetup, and come hang with us. Everyone is welcome. Looks like we got Ollie in the background there, Blake. Oh, jumping. He was jumping
Ollie,
up and down on that couch.
Jump on the couch. It's okay. He's like, you always tell me not to. Can you say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
My name is Ollie.
Yeah, your name's Ollie. Good job, buddy. Give me 5. Good job.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. All right, very cool. I just want to thank somebody. We broke the 22 donations barrier. We now have 23 donations, thanks to our newest donor, 0.07 BTC. Very easy to read. 0.07. Wow, and a lot of money. Thank you so much for $88.05. I'm going to go and update the chart because we just broke 0.04. So we are now much closer to 0.05, which was our first goal of the night. As you can see, I'm going to make we're going to make the orange bigger. We're going to make more orange.
It is the best night of my life.
Should have you sing. Oh yeah, and also we're gonna take Chris to karaoke in J-Town. All of this we're gonna document on Twitter with photos and video, and the entire trip will be documented live as it happens.
It's gonna be incredible. You're gonna see just how much fun that somebody can have on a trip that you paid for.
Well, you're only paying for the airfare part.
Okay.
Chris still has to like buy his own food and such. Although there's a chance if you come to San Francisco that people will just buy you food and drinks.
I'm there, Tom. Do I have to pay rent to your flat?
We can always chip down a little bit, help people out, keep things running. But Chris, you're back,
yes,
and we've broken 0.04.
Oh, we're getting close.
We'll make that even bigger.
Close.
Chris, you're in America, man. You can't be saying shit like flat. Come on.
Flat? What do you mean, flat?
I think you said
flat.
yeah, you have to pay rent to Thomas's flat. It's his apartment.
We call him a roommate.
It's not a car park.
Even though that doesn't.
It's a parking lot.
Car park.
I want to address a point actually that our resident troll James Bond has brought up, which is actually a really good point about the distinction between voluntary payment and begging. So one of the things that I wanted to espouse, those of you who don't know me, because I haven't been on the World Crypto Network for a while because my my health issues, is that I've basically been running some open source projects over the last few years, and one of them was protip.is, which is a tipping app, and the other one was the Fullnode Project, which was to encourage education about how to set up a Bitcoin Fullnode and how to use the command line interface. And one of the sort of the goals of going to San Francisco is to meet some people there that are working on the Fullnode project, like John Light, who's got the BitSeed project, and Mad Bitcoins, and Tom's going to introduce me to some people as well. Is that I don't want to force people to pay for my work. I want everyone to benefit from the work that I do. So I don't use any form of coercion or any kind of rentier tactics, and certainly no violence to compel people to pay for my work, because I want everyone to enjoy the proceeds of what I produce. So what that means is that every now and again, and so far over the last 4 years, out of the hundreds and hundreds of videos, 1,000 videos that we've made on this channel, and the countless hours that I dedicated to the open source projects that I've worked on, what that means is that on average, once or twice a year, we do a show like this one where we ask for some money. And we don't force anybody to pay. Everyone pays because they want to pay, and it's voluntary. And most of the time, we barely even make a profit. And the Fullnode one, where I went on air for 12 hours, which James Bond, by the way, you would have loved that. I was on air for 12 hours building full nodes by hand for the price of a Chinese, slave wage. That year, I can now tell you, I actually made £11,500 in profit, which is by far the most I've made in a long time. So that year was a good year for me, like financially, and I had to actually pay some taxes on that. But before that, I was barely breaking even, and I was so much happier because I felt my life felt more fulfilling than it did when I actually had like a well-paying job and I was comfortable financially. Because even though I was comfortable financially, I wasn't fulfilled existentially. So I believe in voluntary payment, and I think people should pay for things they want to pay. And I don't consider this to be begging. I know that Michelle Seven has said something similar in the past. She's like, you know, this is begging and stuff. And I think it's very sad. And I apologize, and I'm very sorry if you find it difficult to ask for help yourself. I'm not addressing you, James Bond, right now. I'm just saying in general, like, if you are one of these people that finds it hard to ask for help, you need to pluck up the courage and to say, like, actually, you know what I really want to do is I really want to do this. And I don't want to force people to pay, but I would appreciate it if you could help me out. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's a really, really good book that I can recommend called The Art of Asking by Amanda Palmer, The Art of Asking. And she is just par excellence. She defined crowdfunding. She defined that whole, like, you know, yeah, getting a community of people, finding your tribe, getting people behind you, because actually it's the people that have donated tonight that will actually pay for the people that won't, right? Or pay for, I don't like to call them free riders or parasites, because actually I don't
freeload and parasite
it's not
shit
free
that didn't give us money.
I mean, no. I don't like that term, because I don't produce my work on any condition of payment. So I produce it with the view that everyone should be able to download it, right, for free, and should be able to benefit from it. But what it means is that we need to kind of foster this community. And the reality is that at the moment we live in a world where people do need to be nudged before they make a payment. People aren't just going to pay you for no reason. Some people have done in the past, but usually they need a bit of a prompting. So yes, once or twice a year we might pester you with one of these little marathons, and we hope that's okay. And so far we are very, very grateful for everything you've done. You raised over $5,000 for my health thing a couple of years ago. We raised quite a lot of money for the pro tip, I think $12,000, and that's still going, and it's still got lots of active users. And I want to be able to go to San Francisco, yes, so that I can see my friends, yes, so that I can travel across the 5 states, but also so that I can meet some important people and actually get that project to move along and integrate with my other passion, which is the Fullnode. So thank you very much to everyone that's doing this for us tonight.
I wanted to spitball into what you said as far as asking for help and stuff like that. And two of the most important skills to learn that are not widely taught almost anywhere effectively are how to fail and how to ask for help. Knowing how to fail and knowing how to ask for help are two of the most important skills that are almost just completely unavailable anywhere unless your parents have had the foresight to teach you those things in the vacuum of available information about them. So there's not a whole lot of direct advice that you can give on those two things, because life by and large is something you have to experience for yourself. But again, don't go through your life thinking that because you failed at something that you're a failure, or that if you ask for help that you're a failure, because neither of those things are true. And especially in terms of the people in this community and people that are interested in digital storage of value this early, I certainly don't think that you people should feel like failures. And I think it's very important, maybe more so than the average person, that you go out and have the confidence to affect the world in the best ways that you can. So Bitcoin's had a lot of turbulence, a lot of ups and downs, and just because you've lost money on a bad trade or done something wrong and made a mistake doesn't mean that you're a failure. And just because you had to ask for help, or because there's a vision that you have that you can't get done alone, I mean, those are not things that you should allow your concerns about what other people think limit what you can achieve. I mean, I think it's really important, again, especially in terms of this specific community.
We're also seeing a lot of interest in the chat of bringing Chris to Los Angeles. And of course, if we do bring Chris out to San Francisco, that is not that far from Los Angeles. So there could be a very small fundraiser in the future, get him another flight. If you guys have a Bitcoin meetup down there, maybe Chris could come down and speak. Chris to Los Angeles. But again, all of these steps are possible if we work together. It's not about one person giving us a ton of money, although that is an option. It's about 23 people each giving us $10 or $20, whatever you can afford. It doesn't have to be too much. But if you got, and I think I want to go back to what Blake said about the importance of learning how to fail. I think this is really big. I think a lot of people don't know how to fail. I certainly didn't know how to fail. And it's really tough, because learning things that are easy for you, makes it easy, and you get this idea everything should be easy. Then you come up against something that's hard. Like I had to go to Aikido practice and learn how to move physically so that I could improve in that area, whereas I was better at reading books and sitting in a chair. I was great at that. But again, I practiced that as well. So I think there's a lot of this where people can learn how to fail and how to achieve your dreams and how to ask for it. Maybe you need I was talking to Oliver on the chat, a young kid from Britain that's a friend of Chris's, and he's part of our World Crypto Network, and he works with us. And I suggested he ask people on Twitter their ideas of what he should learn to program or what book he should read next. And it took a little prodding here or there, but he found a couple of answers from people. Some people did help him. And that's what I've read a lot about is this idea of mirroring. If you want to be someone, like you want to be like Roger Ver, you want to be like a newscaster or a sports person or whatever, you copy what they did. And you also, if you don't know what they did, ask them directly or ask someone that's under them or someone that's on that level. And a lot of people are more than willing to help you with their advice and give you that information. And that's what we're going to deliver to you on this trip. If Chris comes to San Francisco, we're going to be doing live streams. When Blake comes to San Francisco, Vortex to San Francisco, all of these people in one room. And again, we're going to attempt to give this value back to you. We don't know the value of that kind of gathering, but we're going to get it together. We're going to film it and we're going to share it with you. And if you're in the area of Northern California, you want to drive down for the meetup, we're going to be doing the drink up on Thursday night. So it's going to be great to have as many of you guys here as we can. So.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, we're getting into a definition of begging.
Well, so far I'm better at begging for money than any of you guys on this. I'm the best beggar for money. So
it is an interesting conversation. I do want to have it. I do want to have this debate more because I think people do need to re-educate themselves about how they're going to be surviving in the future. We're predicated on economy at the moment where either we have a rentier class that mandates sort of goes back to hydraulic despotism, right? If you have a river, all you have to do is put a gate on the river, and now you can start charging people for gaining access to further downstream. And that, to me, is more cowardly and much worse than somebody saying, right, I'm going to produce some work and some value, and then I'm going to ask for some money. But you don't have to pay for it, but I'm going to ask you in a humble way. I don't see a problem with humility. I actually think humility is a virtue. But I think the word begging kind of comes with a lot of baggage because we think of homeless people, and that tends to be quite a negative image. But I don't think that after somebody has produced a lot of work without condition of payment for many years, in our case going on for 4 years, to every now and again asking people to make voluntary donations, I don't see that in the same way as like sitting out in a degrading manner on the street, stinking and not taking care of oneself and begging for money. I don't see that. I think humility is fine, but humiliation.
I also think we have to put a scale up here, and we have to say, how arch libertarian are you guys? Would you never ever give to charity? Would you give to charity for a good cause? And then there's also this sliding scale of the idea of charity. Part of this is supporting World Crypto Network. If you like the videos, if you want more videos, you're buying a product. Another part of this is helping out your friend from the internet who wants to go on a trip somewhere, which is also a good cause, depending on your scale of good. But I think everyone has to kind of come to it here. And if you never donate to charity and you're not interested, maybe you'd think more about buying a product. Like you like a video or you liked a video in the past and you'd give us $5 and you can think of it transactionally as buying a product. You don't have to do that dirty charity thing.
I think you go ahead. I think some people have a problem because some people aren't very good at asking for help. And so when they see somebody else who's quite effective at it and they see them raising like 0.3 Bitcoin, 0.4 Bitcoin, they sort of get very like jealous, and it's like, oh, that's begging. Yeah, that's stupid. You're pathetic. When actually the way they're really feeling inside is, shit, I wish I could just go on the internet and raise like $400 or $500 in a few hours. You know what I mean?
And it isn't that easy. You have to do like dozens of videos for hundreds of hours. You have to read a bunch of articles to get the knowledge to talk good on these videos. There's a lot of stuff you're not seeing.
Yeah. So I think, I hope that
I talk pretty good.
I hope that it's not. I hope that Michelle or James Bond or whoever it is understands that we don't wish you any. We hope that you are doing well. We hope that you are able to raise money, and I would certainly help you if you wanted to raise money in a similar spirit for a good cause, as long as you're not harming anyone. And I think I want to keep running this the way we've been running it. I think running a couple of fundraisers a year is the right balance. I don't think that impedes too much on people's focus and attention span. And at the same time, it still gives us, I'm still looking for other revenue streams through the pro tip model.
I do want to correct the chat. The chat saying that Chris is a developer, and Chris, I mean, I know a little code. Chris maybe knows a little code, but we're not developers. Chris helped produce Pro Tip by working with Leo. I forgot Leo's last name, but Leo, who is the developer of Pro Tip. Chris was more of the community guy, spreading the word, getting people to use the software. Just to correct a small.
Yeah, so it was my conceptual design initially, and then yeah, Leo built it, and now Leo has kind of moved on, and now we have a guy called David Lucid who's kind of taken it over, and he's working with the guys at Alexandria who do the IPFS hosting stuff. And so we're kind of running through that track, and then I'd really like, yeah, I'll get the QR code for you in just a minute. But I want to be able to take it because, there's a lot of things that I said I wanted to do at the time that didn't make it into the fundraising, goals, which I would still like to do, even though I didn't promise it unconditionally. I'd still like to make good on some of those things that I said I wanted to do. And so being here to...
There's also a possibility of a multiplier in California. If we can take Chris's ideas to California and get the right meetings with the right people, and maybe we even need your help to reach out to them on Twitter or to email your friends and say, hey, I know this guy that did blockchain citizenship ID. He did Pro Tip. He's done the tipping. He did Feathercoin. He's worked with a lot of things. And if we can talk to these people and just get their ear, maybe we can convince them to fund some of our other ideas and to add on to Pro Tip and some of the things we've developed.
Yeah, that's right. And the project that I was talking to John Light about earlier today was basically getting the Bitseed project, which is a full node. It's actually better than the one that I made from the Raspberry Pi because, they put a SATA hard drive in there, so it's got more space. And as the blockchain's now over 100 gigabytes, I don't think the Raspberry Pi with the memory stick is gonna cut it. I was hoping that the memory stick costs would come down. They're just not coming down. So since those guys have got a really good product, I would rather dedicate my resources to promoting their work and then trying to either finance or trying to do what I do best, which is the inspiration, and all the community awareness stuff, and try to get more open source developers. And I can code myself. I mean, I know my way around a command line. I can do a bit of bash script and I can poke around. I'm not a C++ developer.
Chris, the chat wants you to pump Dash.
Yeah, pump Dash. Okay, wait, let's go. Dash, woo. How much Dash have I got? I've got like I've got 2.09 Dash.
To the moon.
Yeah, here's my Dash address, look. And can you please say I hate Dash? Fine, I hate Dash. I mean, that's just my normal voice. You're not asking me much. Here is my Dash address.
They literally asked, please, Chris, say I hate Dash in quotes.
I hate Dash. I do. I mean, I liked it before I tried to go on their community to like help them out by, making a full node for their project. And then I just got a load of rude like miners telling me, oh yeah, this it breaks my business model. I need it to be difficult to set up a master node. Don't make it easy. So yeah, that's my Dash address. And I've got an Ethereum Classic address as well. Ethereum Classic, for you Ethereum Classic loved out there.
Doesn't Dash have like a negative connotation from like dine and dash? Like where?
I don't
else do you hear the word dash
used? Why did they change it from Darkcoin? Because if you go into a search engine with Dash, like what comes up? It's like just crap.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff that already exists.
They did it because basically they spent a shitload of money getting Dash.org. That's what happened, and because they got the domain name, they decided they needed the actual name because this was a domain name they knew they could get in an auction or something like that. And it's like, really? It's just marketing? Now, who have you got there, Blake? Who's Young Enterprise? That Young Enterprise?
Oliver.
Hey, Oliver.
Hi, Ollie. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Oliver.
It's a family show.
It's a family show. Most definitely. Yeah. I keep it under like a 24 beer limit.
24 beer limit.
I've only had 21, so it's all good. We're riding a really good buzz right now. No, not this weekend.
Right. Okay.
That's only every other weekend.
So is Tom eating? Is that what's happening? Tom and Vortex are eating. What about Janine? Janine, are you here? I know you're here. In the same
I'm here. I've just actually finished ordering right now.
Okay. What did you get?
I ended up getting pizza and wings.
All right. I had a Subway. I had a Subway earlier. Foot long.
I do love me some Subway.
Yeah, it was good.
There too, I usually get the turkey bacon guacamole, I think. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, important food update. I did not have to go outside. Victory. The guy came to the door. I got some white rice. I got some chow mein. And I got some General Chicken.
Did you bring enough for everybody?
I will send it right through the internet.
Ow, 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 ow.
That does look pretty damn good, actually. So enjoy.
That looks terrible. Oh, dick.
Hey, where are we up
right.
to?
What did I miss?
4.2. We're up to 0.42. So we only need 0.08 now to reach our goal, to reach our first goal. That's if you just want Janine and me to get to San Francisco. And then I would really like in the next few days to raise some extra money for my good friend Blake Anderson, who's here with me on this call, because then we can like have a big reunion back from the DC days 3 years ago, where we did that Bitcoin group all together in one room.
Somebody's saying in the chat that if you get there, we should have a dab smoking contest with all of their fine great stuff. So it'll be Chris versus Thomas. And they're going to see, you know, who can smoke more dabs. And then we're going to have to do some kind of like a brain puzzle afterwards.
Dude, that stuff is powerful, man. That's some 90% THC stuff that only experts should fuck with.
It's going to be great. We're going to see if we can make Chris fall asleep.
Oh my God, it would take like only one. That's how powerful that stuff is.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah, we're getting there.
But yes, I will participate in that.
So everybody's just chowing down. Well, everybody's gone except for me, so I'm gonna have to take 1 minute away from camera to relieve myself. And
well, I'm just gonna be left on my own to host the show, am I?
Somebody better keep talking.
Just start spitballing about identity politics.
Can we talk about
identity politics? Yeah.
Let's talk about flat Earth.
Okay.
It's obviously flat.
No.
I have a flat Earth. Obviously,
I heard the Russians are protecting Antarctica, so we can never actually prove it one way or another. Is that true?
Probably. The Russians
sounds
everything.
Stop.
That sounds feasible, because I just love how there's like this 24/7 stream on YouTube of the International Space Station depicting this round Earth. Like it's got to be a scam. It's got to be a fake. It's got to be a scam. Multiple cameras, 24/7. That's a scam.
I can make multiple cameras. That's all fake.
Oh, well, the money's pouring in. I mean, absolutely pouring in. We had another 5 cents just coming in.
The moon landing was fake. What else? What else here?
Kennedy? Who shot Kennedy?
Kennedy.
We ever get
Kennedy's head is frozen in space right now. That's the only thing.
Did the Holocaust ever happen? Did that happen?
The Holocaust never happened.
You can't joke about that one.
Oh, you can't?
We've gone too far. We've gone too far.
Kennedy shot himself. It was a ricochet.
Yeah, Kennedy obviously shot himself. I mean, everybody knows that.
Russian government partnered with the Waves platform. Not wrong, Rick. Not wrong.
That sounds plausible.
So we can't talk about the things that didn't happen. That's too offensive.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I sold 2 Bitcoin Fullnodes done with the Intel compute sticks. It is easy to do Bitcoin Fullnodes now. Good. I'm glad it's... Yeah. Updates and regrets about Feathercoin. I don't have any regrets about Feathercoin. They're still going. They've got stealth addresses, and I pop in every now and again and say hi. I'm still on the Skype channel. No regrets, really. It was a very fun time, but I think that at the time it was impossible to know just how popular cryptocurrency was going to get, because Feathercoin launched just after Barbecue Coin, And at the time, we didn't know that all, Dogecoin and all these other coins were going to come along. So I have very fond memories. That was my first foray into crypto. I mean, learning about Bitcoin, hanging out in the BTC troll box, meeting people, and I wanted to be part of something. And the Feathercoin crew were in Oxford, and I was down the road in London, so they were local to me, and so we had like meetups and stuff. And yeah, and I had some good time, and it had its own marketplace, had like an eBay style marketplace. It was one of the only cryptos that actually did that at the time. And people transacted. I sold my iPad on there, I think, and a couple of other bits and pieces. So it was a good project. And a lot of people have since said to me, I got into Bitcoin because of Feathercoin, or because I came to that meetup, and then I learned a lot more about Bitcoin. So I think, look, all of these projects, whether it's Dogecoin or Peercoin or any of these other coins, unless they are overtly scammy, they usually end up bringing more people into Bitcoin as total. So unless it's like OneCoin or Paycoin or some of these more like scammy, pre-mined coins where there's clearly something going wrong, then I don't have a problem with it. They just have to have a purpose, that's all. And Feathercoin did have a purpose. And as far as I know, it does have a purpose. But at the time, we had no idea how fast-paced this industry was going to get. We had no idea that there was just going to be like 10 new coins every week. And of course, once you get to that point, everyone's now in the same boat, right? And even to some extent with Ethereum, I'm not entirely convinced that Ethereum isn't at some level a scam. I keep changing my mind. Sometimes I think it's a bit of a scam. Sometimes I think it's fine.
It's both.
I don't know. It's both. It's a bit of both.
I mean, it has fundamental killer criticisms is the problem with Ethereum.
I think. Okay, so let's just be absolutely clear on something. So the people that make the money out of those scam coins are not usually the developers and the people that you would ordinarily think. The people that make the money are the people that are controlling the prices on the exchanges and the whales and all the coordinated pump and dump teams that are now usually on Slack channels, private Slack channels, and they're coordinating pump and dumps, or they're operating AC services on the Bitcoin Talk forum for the next pre-IPO scam, whatever they're doing. And that is, with malice and aforethought, they are going into a project knowing that they're trying to sell something for more than it's really worth, right? It's a kind of a pyramidal like scheme where they're trying to sell you something, but even though they know it has no value, because you believe that you'll be able to sell it on to somebody else for more than you bought it for. And it's this kind of greater fool theory thing. And then once you have the IPO, it goes on to Poloniex. Well, Feathercoin never paid to get onto BTC, contrary to popular opinion. The theories that we had as to why it got accepted was that BTC probably bought some, probably mined it when it launched on Bitcoin Talk, and maybe that was their motivation for doing it. But Feathercoin never paid anyone at BTC. But after that, yes, then people did start paying and did start influencing exchanges and Cryptsy and MCX Now and all of those other scam exchanges. Yes, there was definitely dodgy shit going on there, but it wasn't usually the public people that you would see. Like, certainly nothing like Litecoin was cool. There was maybe some dodgy people like involved in the periphery of these projects, but in terms of the developers of Litecoin, the developers of Feathercoin, they were all legit. It was just, yes, there would be like scammy people running the exchanges. There'll be scammers, pumping and dumping the price action and stuff. But the actual people working on the project usually lost money because they would pay out of their own money, for meetups and for various out-of-pocket expenses and stuff. So it's never the people that you think it is that make the money. It's usually the person that's very good at keeping themselves completely anonymous.
Like Satoshi.
That's why we follow the money.
Yeah. Oh, guys, so today I've been all around a big mall, and I got there and it was like the car park was the size of a small English village, and it was sprawling.
I love that
got
tweet.
Into the mall, and got into the mall. I'm plagiarizing myself. And this mall is broken up into districts. The mall has districts, like the mall has counties. You know what I mean? Like each district had a governor and had a mayor, and there was like a whole democratic process. I'm like, what the fuck?
You should see, Chris, our automobile malls. We have these things called auto malls, and they are acres of all of the different car manufacturers in one place, in like one big huge square or like one big huge long road, but these auto malls, and they're absolutely huge.
Yeah. So
everything is bigger in America.
Everything, the people, the cars.
Another great thing about Feathercoin and those early altcoins, they were great to test with. You could send a few hundred Feathercoin around, get a wallet, get a paper wallet. You could do all the things you could do with Bitcoin, but with much less financial risk. You could put a quarter in, and you could have plenty of money to test with.
So I'm listening to Janine. She's trying to tell me something. Janine, why didn't you talk? Say something. Thomas the Train? What? I don't know.
We can't
Somebody
hear
say something. No dead air. Come on, we can't have dead air, people.
Well, I'm still waiting for my pizza to get here. I'm starting to get kind of hungry now. And
you're on 0 confirmations on your pizza. Okay. That's not good.
Still waiting on my pizza. It should be 0 confirms. It should
0
be like,
confirms on your pizza.
It should be another 20 or 30 minutes though. So I guess Roger Ver is completely right about my pizza.
Your pizza is broken. Your pizza transactions are broken.
You do have a few unconfirmed transactions. Maybe he has one.
Could be.
You need to do it on the Lightning Network, dude.
I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I should have lightning to my pizza.
But yeah, my Chinese food is well made, but kind of bland. It doesn't really have any kind of spice to it.
Needs more monosodium glutamate.
That would have been great.
Let's do an update.
In the chat, they're saying they want me to unelect Nancy Pelosi. I'm afraid she's one of those people that's her seat. She just owns that seat now. So whether and I'm pretty liberal, most people know that, but yeah, whether you like her or not, that's her seat. People are saying in the chat we should have David Seaman on the show. He's hard to come by. He got really mad at us once. I did a retweet of an article that was critical of Ethereum. David went off on me personally. I responded to all of his tweets with, that's libelous, please delete this. And eventually he did. So I'm pleased that we ended that likely argument well. And as you know, lately, he's deleted all of his tweets and he's deleted all of his videos. And he had 100,000 subscribers. He's doing quite well on this kind of right-wing turn that he's taken. We knew him when he was more of just a Bitcoin guy. He used to do some weed legalization stuff. I'm in favor of that too. Best of luck to him. I haven't heard from him in a long time. I hope he's all right.
Yeah, he started out doing, all the stuff about the banks. He started out being very critical of the banks and things like that. So that's, I think, why he probably why he started liking Bitcoin so much in the first place. So.
An incredibly powerful right-wing audience there for a while, but he I don't know. I wish he would tell them about the Bitcoin. Get your pizza, get some Bitcoin. We've got an update from Varan Music. He says, just got back. Did you guys get your food yet? I'm eating cookies and ice cream in my parents' basement. Ooh, that sounds good. I got Chinese food. I'm having a little second round here. Still working through it.
Can we do an update on the
yeah, okay, guys. So we're 0.015 Bitcoin away now. 0.15, not 0.15. 0.015 Bitcoin away, if my maths is right, or 0. No, wait, hang on. My brain is dead. We're very close. We're very close to 0.5. Okay, 0.48 raised. And we need to raise 0.02 to get to the 0.5 goal. So we're very, very close now. Come on. Look at all these unconfirmed transactions. Bitcoin's broken. Look at it. It's dead. It's not going anywhere. Look at all these unconfirms. Everyone's just eating their food right now, leaving me with the dead air. All right. Thanks, guys. Team effort.
Team effort always.
And, 20 millibit cents, says Stefan Bitcoin. Thank you very much, Stefan, on Twitter. That's very kind of you, sir. And Yeah, so we're very, very close.
Can we just like take a second to celebrate the price? I mean,
oh,
12.51. I mean, come on, that's freaking ridiculous. That's amazing.
Yeah. And
the whole Bitcoin community is propped up right now, and a lot of the Bitcoin profits always go back into Bitcoin, which is amazing.
It's almost there. We can end this, says James Bond. It's okay to fail, Chris. Yeah, I know. Cheers. And yeah, Michael, thank you, Chris. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. We're almost finished. We're almost at 0.5. GCG, you got any love for me? You love the banks, Chris DeRose. Yeah. That sounds like a song. You love the banks. What? We did it, what? Well, we done it. Okay, apparently we've done it. Apparently we have done it.
My God.
Yes, we've done it.
Show the screen. Show the screen. Show the screen.
All right, somebody's done it. Okay.
Read out the address to close this out.
James Bond will be happy. Well, I should give it to the person that sent 05 as well. Okay, thank you to 1HOASCP-FWH-FKK-BW-K-D-T-4GQ-63Y-T1Z-HM-8BFOK. And thank you too to the person that sent 0.05 Bitcoins at 13J08WEF-DB8LPJ-C37QZJR9MRPJAGQ.
That transaction is my favorite.
That is a very good transaction.
That's my favorite one.
It's a delightful transaction. And thank you so much. Look at all the... should we wait for them to confirm first? Are they actually... That's not immutable, is it?
We're getting pranked, bro. These are all going to be double spent elsewhere.
These are all going to be double spent. No, we can't, James. We can't end the stream because they haven't confirmed yet.
Every single one of these are from Roger, and they're all going to be double spent.
You know what we should do? We should troll James Bond by staying on air even longer.
If all
we should raise it to like 10 Bitcoins.
Well, no,
it's not go off air.
The 1 Bitcoin.
Yeah, 18 hours. We should just make him watch it for 18 hours. Just for the lols.
We've got to at least double this, you guys. I mean, come on.
You got to troll the trolls sometimes, you know. No, I don't think we can close this until these are confirmed.
I mean, if they all confirm in 10 minutes, then that's just
39 minutes since the last block, so should be due for another one very soon. What sort of fees are people putting in here?
Look at how beautiful Tone looks.
120. Oh wait. Let's have a look. Wait, what are we doing? Oh my God, that is a monstrosity.
The guitar is the best part.
Yeah.
And there's Thomas the Train and a tornado.
Oh my God, James is still pimping. He's still pimping me out, even though I've reached my target. Oh, GCG's pimping Z-Coin.
We've only reached the first goal. Remember, we've reached 0.5. So thank you to everyone who has brought Chris to California. You have done it. You are part of this. Now, the next goal, bring Blake to California.
Bring Blake. You got to bring my friend Blake because I really want to see him.
And I have expensive luggage, so it's going to take a lot of money.
Yeah, he only travels business class.
I only travel business class with my collection of firearms, so I mean that's expensive.
Oh, whoa! Which is perfectly legal here, by the way. No, you can't travel with firearms. On the plane. Not on the plane. Obviously,
they love them in California.
I heard you could just rock up to like a firearms show or event. You don't even need ID. You can just like buy it, and it's like, oh, it's to protect me against the monarchy from Britain.
Dude, James Bond is taking a page out of Madonna's book. That's real money.
I would suck your dick if you donate to Chris. Okay, that's great. I love it. I think it might be Michelle. That might actually be Michelle talking.
I think that is Madonna, because I mean I think she's the only person that says things like that.
I know. I think it's a woman talking. I don't know why. I just get that vibe. But certainly one of the best trolls we've had in a long time. So I do appreciate that. Thank you. Nice to see you.
Now I want to start out here and say that we're being very manipulative. We're going to start with this image of Blake and his young son Ollie. And if you haven't donated yet, it's because you don't like Ollie and because you're a bad person.
Here, so, let's whore out my child as much as we possibly can for these endeavors.
Oh my
there's still a chance to donate. We're going to bring Ollie to the foreground. We're going to get that. Oh, and it's raining like crazy outside too. It's absolutely nuts here. Let's see.
Put more brands over my kid's face so that he can help their market cap.
You like how Dash is staying in there? The Dash people are like, Dash cannot be defeated. Dash is on a very high layer.
You got to give Oliver Dash eyes. He's a shit pumper. He's going to grow up and kill me for that.
Resetting our image here. Getting the Ollie and Blake. Look at that. Think about the children.
The children's. The children's. Speaking of which, right now at this critical moment, I have to go put him to bed, so I'll be back in 2 minutes. He says good night.
Aw, it is raining like cats and dogs here in California. I don't even know if we want to make it anymore, man. It used to be sunny here. It used to be sunny and nice.
Get Ellis to Los Angeles, says Hattori. Yeah,
So
block just mined. Yeah, we have had some confirmations, but the last 2 transactions have not been confirmed. So 28 transactions. Once those are confirmed, we can be sure they're not going to be double spent, and we'll like wrap it up.
Who would double spend a donation transaction? I don't know.
Yeah,
But
that's even lower than using a child to raise money for somebody to go on a trip. I'm mostly just keeping it on air to troll James Bond. Oh, that's brilliant. Look at that. That's James. That could be James Bond. I think James Bond deserves to be in our poster.
That's thanks to David Hewitt from the chat. Thanks, David.
Yeah, everyone donate again. We have to. Sorry, everyone. I lost my private key. Shit. Everyone's got to donate all over again. I lost my private key in a horrible boating accident.
That would be bad.
That would be terrible, wouldn't it? Imagine that. Imagine how embarrassing that would be.
It would show the true skill of the WCN.
It would.
It would reveal the truth. We are enthusiasts, not experts.
Often a fine line.
It looks like Locationary just said that they donated 0.04.
I'm just checking. Yeah, thanks for that.
I'm an expert at all things at all times, so don't.
Oh, amazing! It has come through as well. Wow, thank you.
Don't
Thank you, Locationary.
In terms of modesty.
Thanks very much, man. So look at that. It's taken us past our threshold. It's taken us past our initial goal. It's taken us close to our stretch goal for getting Blake to meet us all. We're going to do a group video.
Tone is Tony Montana or that Scarface guy. That just works so well. There you see, it works so well. That makes me giggle.
Vera Music says, I will donate $5 more to make a total of $20 tonight. This took me 2.5 years to mine. It is precious to me, so I'll pass it to you. Wow.
Wow.
That's amazing. It took you 2.5 years to mine. I mean, that's got to be worth more than $20, hasn't it? I mean, that's sentimental value there.
If he's been mining
everything, that's a lot.
Yeah, if he's been mining that long, hopefully he's got a whole crap load of Bitcoin. But yeah, cryctocurrencies.
But even if his total mining operation is that long and he's got more than that, that's still that's a lot of work that people put in for their cryptocurrency. So I mean, these donations truly are appreciated. I mean, if anybody understands the fundamental value proposition of this stuff, hopefully it's us because we're all experts. Like Vortex was saying,
all enthusiastic.
We're experts and we're not enthusiastic.
Exactly.
Okay, I still got to put Ollie to bed. You guys need to talk about something very, very, very important. And that important thing is block size.
Yeah, the blocks are too big. That's clearly been demonstrated by tonight's fundraiser. The blocks are so big. And
can we talk about all the amazing things that are coming out, like Schnorr signatures? There's like so many besides Lightning. There's like 3 or 4 of them. You're on mute, Chris. You're on mute.
We don't have to go into all that tonight because it is kind of
Really?
late.
Because there's so much amazing things.
Where I am.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, it is later for you guys. Okay.
Yeah, because you're like 3 hours behind because this country's so damn big. Yeah.
West Coast is the best coast.
The left coast.
They're asking if we take
Argentinian pesos. Yeah, thanks, John. Very droll.
I miss Cripsy. There used to be an altcoin called pennies, one called quarters, nickels, dimes. These were all legitimate altcoins.
Oh, look at that thermometer. I love that. Look at that thermometer now. How about Jihan last fudding tweets about the UASF? I'm not getting into that now. It's too late. My brain is fried. Where's that QR code? It's there on the screen right now.
Can I just like talk about myself?
Pause the video.
Avatar just mentioned that my last Bitcoin news show actually hit a record high of the highest I've ever had. So I think that was where is it? There it is. 3814 currently, 3,814 views. So congratulations to me and to the World Crypto Network.
Woo! Way to go, Bitcoin news. Woo!
Yeah.
We love Bitcoin.
I give you gold, but it's worthless. It's hard to send over the internet as well, I find. I've tried it, but it doesn't quite fit through the Ethernet cable.
All right, we're looking for one more donation to break the 30 donation barrier.
Oh, come on, son.
We have 29 donations.
He's gonna hate you.
If we have to even it out. If we have one more donation, we will break 30. So no pressure. We're looking for $1. Let's see. I'm going to refresh the page. We're still looking for one more donation to get us over 30. Does anyone have any Bitcoin in their wallet? Maybe you have one of those wallets on your phone. Maybe you have a wallet on your computer. Maybe you have to synchronize the blockchain and it just finished. And you're like, sweet, I'm going to break them over 30 with my brand new blockchain. And then you're going to have to synchronize again because you're adding more transactions to it. You're defeating yourself. Can you donate? Can there be a 30th donation? We're going to go to the refresh.
Just do whatever transaction you think that Roger Ver says is impossible, and we would appreciate it. We would very much.
None of this is going to work because this is impossible. It's broken.
I swear, I think this refresh button is broken. This thing's not working.
Maybe we can talk about how R3 is a horrible company. No, I just like to troll R3. Sorry.
Millions of dollars for a database. I'll give you
$3 million, and they worked out they didn't need a blockchain.
We shall call it Beta Days.
Wasn't it like 100 million though, Chris? Not 10 million.
53 million or some shit pounds, maybe.
It was over 70 million.
Like, you can give me 53 pounds, and I'll tell you don't need a blockchain. You don't need to pay me 53 million. I'll totally undercut that.
Did you catch their blog where they just completely backtracked and they're like, I guess we kind of messed up when we said blockchain, but not really because we always had it. We were inspired by it.
Yeah, it's blockchain inspired. I said all along I've been blockchain inspired. So
their exact words were that they fell into a semantic trap.
Oh, that's right. Thank you so much.
I hate falling into those semantic traps. Don't you?
I can't believe
it was just an accident to semantics.
It was just $100 million. Just $100 million semantic.
Dollars to do one thing, and we did it.
Somebody left this really bad semantic trap in marketing, and we just fell right into it.
It was just $100 million semantic trap. It's just semantics. That's all it is, guys. $100 million. It's nothing.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about computer science is that semantics are actually a very material part of computer science. What do you know? The details are actually really important.
Oh, it looks like we got 30 transactions.
We got it. Tom, come on. James Bond wants to go. She's like, come on.
Woo! 30 transactions. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm going to make it up.
We're done. Thank you so much, everyone. Look, I'm begging.
I think that was Vader. Vader's the man.
I don't even need to beg you. I've just raised the
Baron
money.
Music.
Yeah, we got 30. We're done.
Awesome.
Yes,
we gotta let
Chris get some rest. Look forward to videos and content and projects and stuff that will weigh.
If you're watching this, later, you can still donate. The donations codes will continue to work on the recorded version of this.
What if I told you that address would still work tomorrow and you could still send more Bitcoins? Yeah, James Bond wants to keep going to 1 Bitcoin, but I know she's lying deep down in her heart.
Let's do it. Let's go to 1 Bitcoin.
Yeah, we should go to 1 Bitcoin, but not tonight because tonight I have to sleep. So
Chris needs to rest.
But you will get more than the 0.5 Bitcoin you just sent. We are going to go the whole way.
I have more energy than a methed up toddler, and you're going to tell me that we got to go to bed now, like a parent.
Yeah.
Yep, pretty much.
All right, guys. Thanks. This has been great. It's been the World Crypto Net. You can follow us at Twitter on @WorldCryptoNet. You can follow me at Mr. Chris Ellis. I'd like to thank all my guests, Blake Anderson, Janine Roma, Thomas Hunt, and Vortex. Thank you so much, everyone. And James Bond for being Troll of the Year so far. Thank you very much. That was
been a pleasure.
Brilliant.
Thank you, Trollbox.
Thank you so much. Perfect. Trollbox people, all of you, you were perfect. And everyone who donated obviously goes without saying. See you all later. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.